Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're having a wonderful day, the 5th of February, and fortunately, unfortunately, depending on who you ask, you are dealing with this little software thing again. So it was a little bit gap down in the morning, and then it got a little bit worse throughout the day. Instead of being just about the gap down, it just kind of melted down here. We had a little bit of a bounce. There was some headlines. We heard Trump in the morning. You just commented on Japan and Hungary, but really there was actually one more Anthropic release today, and you got a little bit of a reaction. So mix that in with gold and silver dumping. The Google earnings was not really enough to eliminate any of these fears. I mean, the last couple days, bro, we have still been in this little tech freak out, or really software freak out. So there's a lot at play. We talked about a couple different things, even the long term. So for real, man, if you see any value, you're looking to do something, maybe watch the beginning of the other video. Otherwise, we might talk about it later. I'm sure everybody's going to keep asking, should I buy Adobe? Should I buy Oracle? Should I buy the tech stock? Should I buy the UNH? So you're going to have a plan and make decisions. We talked about it a lot today, but I'm telling you, if you got a long term that follows our model, I mean, you might rejoice. You're in a pretty good spot, but focus on quality, focus 10 years out. And, if you have a plan and continue to keep buying, I mean, it's not one decision that is going to make or break you, but that collection of small, good decisions, baby. Oh, that'll get you to the finish line. So, Chad, it's time for Philo. I got a good one for you. I do have a good one, but not really. You know why? I have a different Philo today, believe it or not. So I'll share it with you here in a little bit. I will share it with you in a little bit. Oh, I don't even have the Philo open. There's the Philo. So yeah, get ready. What happened? What happened to my... There it is. So yeah, man, let's have a good day. Let's have a good Philo, bro. God bless America. And then, I'll see you in a little bit. Let me get this set up. Let me send out an alert. Let's build a molt bot. All right. Ba-da. Okay. Jesus. Praise God. Amen. So come, baby. Yeah. If we talking plays, yeah, I'm in there like swimwear. I've been there. I've done this shit for 10 years. You could have it all, but you've been scared. Big scare. Funny part, there wasn't even risk there. My thoughts been my own, yeah, I've been clear. No fear. Oh dear, who you trying to control here? My God is the weapon, I ain't boasting. Nah, it's done. Daddy said it's finished. Made me in his image, but that always made me timid. Wonder why we different, don't you ever get it twisted. It's the only way we get it. Set apart from the start, and the heart isn't ours. It's a hippie with the love, but it's David with the sword. I want peace, so that means you gon' kill me if it's war. Nietzsche, Trotsky, can't beach on the ark. Want it easy or hard, want a genie or a god. Then believe me, lil' bro, you a child, you a son of the highest and above. Don't deny it, we don't like it when they tell us who we are. I can tell you who I was, I can tell you who he is. I can make another song that's telling y'all about the crib. But for a second, keep it real, it's not the reason they will kill. It's the freedom in believing, they want that to bring the will. But I'd rather have it now, and I ain't never backing down. Lion gonna eat me or turn his ass around. Either way, I will remain up in his name and say it proud. Here, let's say it now. Jesus. I put Jesus on the beat so I can listen to it. I got reason to believe that we living in it. You could say it's one hell of a decision, in it? Ay, if we talking plays, yeah, I'm in there like swimwear. I've been there, I've done this shit for 10 years. You could have it all, but you've been scared, big scare. Funny part, there wasn't even risk there. My thoughts been my own, yeah, I've been clear. No fear, oh dear, who you try to control here? My God is the weapon, I ain't boasting. Amen. Amen. Oh, man. Wait, hold on. I need to blow my nose, dude. Dude, it's still getting clapped out here, man. Well, we out here. Oh, man. All right. We good. I can use one nostril. Chedonia. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I hope you're feeling good. I hope you're feeling good. Excited. I mean, again, February, you know, I said as long as we could get off the fence and move, but bro, you guys are living through an interesting time. You went through the period of everything kind of chilling. It felt like things, you know, even the data's moving. I don't know. Don't get me started, but I hope you're ready to go. It's a long journey, man, and just don't forget time, the clock, the cycle, the revolving door. Okay? You know, time, my friends, time. You know, you got to just make it through the moment. But, you know, you have time. Use your time. You know what Moltbot said? He said it's not a, you know, Moltbot watched the videos. You know that? That's why I said, man, I encourage you to have a good attitude. And by attitude, man, how you perceive everything. And understand, bro, you could accomplish so much, brother. And it's not about how much money you have. It's not, you know what it's about? It's about how much time do you have, brother. Do you understand? How much time do you have? Don't forget, bro. Don't forget, bro. How much time? That's what really matters. How much time do you have? So use your time, man. And that's what I'm saying. I mean, well, no matter what happens in the world, the market, like you realize, like God willing, I pray for all of you. I hope I see you here next month. I hope you're alive next year. You know, God willing, bro, you make it another 5 years. You make it another 10 years. So, you know, so Chad, I got a different Philo for you. I'm going to play you another clip because you guys like it. I think it's resonated with some of y'all. I think at the right time again. So like, bro, I think it's a great one. And I hope it does encourage you. And then I have something to tell you, but it's a little different. It's a little different. I might yell at you, okay? It's just, should I get I feel the need to yell at you. Not like in a bad way, actually. I'm going to yell some encouragement at you. So forgive me now, but I think it's important, bro. I think it's important. So let me water it down with some Miles real quick. I don't know if water it down. He'll be a lot nicer. I don't plan on being mean, but something is just, I woke up this morning, bro, and it was on my heart, it was on my lips. It was just, it weighed on me so heavily. So, but here, don't let me hype it up too much. Here's your boy, Miles Monroe. Wait, why isn't it playing?
What you don't want to know, God keeps to himself.
Amen. Silver's on the high?
Now, let me explain why is that.
What the hell's happening to silver?
Very interesting. The reason why God hides the truth in parables to them, who's them? Them folks who are outside, okay, we read it a few times in the passages, is because God is too holy to give them what they didn't ask for. Oh boy, how do I explain this? Okay, to be holy means to be pure, but it means pure in motive, which means God is holy. That means God is integrated. He's one with himself. It means that God has integrity, which means that God cannot lie. That's why the Bible says it right away. God cannot lie. Why? You cannot be holy and lie. Holy means that you are pure in motive. Please listen to what I'm saying, because this is the secret to the keys being discovered. He said, so because I'm holy, I cannot pretend. Yo, write this stuff down, man. This is heavy stuff. Heavy stuff I'm teaching right now. I wish I was teaching this to myself. To be holy means what? to be pure on motive. To have pure motive means you cannot pretend, which means that you cannot lie to yourself. So if I pretend that you want a glass of water and I give it to you, I lied. To who? Myself. Because my motive is not pure. Because you didn't ask me for water. You get it. Someone get it. So I cannot give you a glass of water if you don't believe you need it. Because if I give it to you and you don't need it, then I am pretending you need it, which means my motive is not pure, which means I am lying. This gets heavy. So what I will do is I'll leave a, I'm trying to describe a parable. I will leave a little map on the table with directions to a well. And I'll just leave it on your table and I'll go. So that if somehow later you decide you need water, I left you something. See how tough it is? So he said, I cannot give them the keys of a kingdom they have no interest in. So what I'll do is I will leave them maps, little hints, so that if so one day they decide I need to change kingdoms, I left them enough information. Lord have mercy. What you don't want to know, God keeps to himself.
What you don't want to know, God keeps to himself. So this isn't the one I wanted to tell you. But I did hear this one the other day, and I thought it was very deep, and I think it's actually very important, man. How many times you can't handle the truth, man? Do you want the truth? What do you believe that you need? That right there changes everything. It's kind of amazing. That's why I think God is very holy. God is fair. At least his motives are pure. If you don't really want something, you could say you want it, but how do you align with it? I'm not talking about like money, motivation. I'm just saying in general. He'll leave it there. That's a holy God. Can't give you a glass of water if you don't think you need it. That's a lie. I give you this glass of water because you need it. But then you don't really need it or want it. Isn't that would make God a liar? Giving you what you don't need is impure. So Chad, I think this is a very good reminder. You don't get keys to a kingdom that you don't want, but he will leave a map. The moment you decide you need something, like genuinely, you see what I'm saying? And I think this does speak to the long term, and I think it speaks to a lot of like everything here. Because the moment you feel you really need it, I got you, bro. I hope you know that. And guess what? You know what's better than me? God. I would be lying if I told you that's not how my whole life has worked. I've known a lot of things. I've known a lot about finance. I've known about stocks. I've known about God, all these different things. It wasn't until I was like, I need that, and I did. That's why, too, I don't like it when people tell me what I need. Do you like it? That's why, how many times have you seen the contradictions of people who try to help you, and you're like, wait, why are you helping me because you think I need that? What are you implying, son? What are you're saying I can't do that? You're saying wait, hold up. So think about that. Why did God speak in parables? He's not going to go up to you and tell you, you need this. This is what you do. You don't want it. And that's not like a bad you don't want it. That's a respectful you don't want it. I hope you get that. Like it's a true, like, hey, if you want it, There's the map. You get it whenever you decide. I'm not going to give you keys to a house you don't want. I mean, shit, how many of y'all, if I say, you want a house? I'll give you a house. It's in Iowa. It's a $9,000 house in Iowa. If you don't want those keys, you're not going to take it. Again, if there's a better, you would say, I want a house. I want it like this. You want something different. But the moment you align with the true force of what you really want, and God above all, he'll find you. The map is there. Oh, the map is there, my friends. But you can't give somebody what they don't think they need and what they don't want. And God can't do that either. And anything that tries to is impure. It's not, I mean, again, you know how you feel about it. So, amen, brother. So that's the first one I wanted to start with. That's Miles Monroe, who you just heard. Unfortunately, he passed away almost 10 years ago. But yeah, great guy. I've been playing him the last couple days. I think he has resonated with a lot of people. But this is what I wanted to tell you today. You know what I'm saying? This one, I felt like I needed to I get excited about this, actually. It excites me more than Moltbot, bro. You, my friend, all of you. Here, can you do something right now? I'm going to test you. I'm going to give you a test right now. I hope you do it. Yeah, Bitcoin's down over 10. Still at VWAP. I think I'll be done with this by the time we hit a low, if that. But you heard this one yesterday, man. Very simple. Can you do something for me right now? I don't care where you are. This is where it's going to get hard. Even if people are around you right now, you could say it quietly. I want you right now to say out loud, attitude. Yes, I know, like this some fucking Tony Robbins attitude. Say it. Say it right now. Say attitude. Say it out loud. Are you doing it? Or how many of you, nah, I can't do that. I'm here. I'm there. I don't want. Why would I do? Don't just type it. I want you to say it with your voice. I want you to say attitude. Okay, now you know what you say? I want you to say it out loud. Say it. I am important to this world. Say it out loud. Oh, I know. Oh, it's corny. It's done. You'll be done. I don't know. Say, I am important to this world. Say it. Oh, you know what else I want you to say right now? Say it out loud say it with your tongue. Go, use it. Say, the Lord is with me. Oh, Chad. Say it. Okay, you know what else you say? Say, evil will fall. Say it. Say it. Y'all don't get it. This is why I said, bro, I want to yell this. I want to yell this at everybody. Have you forgotten the power of your tongue? Do you understand how important it is to actually say these? I know, bro, it's going to be a good day. I know y'all type it out in the morning, but are you saying it? Are you saying what you believe? Do you not realize how key this is? This is riddled throughout the word. He tells them that he instructs, you know how many people he has instructed to speak? You will become what you think. And I hope your thoughts have gotten you to this point where you are projecting it out of your mouth. You change the world with what you say. You don't believe me? What are you doing right now? How am I talking to you right now? I'm talking. I know. What if you don't believe you're important? My guy, if you say it out loud, I think you're going to believe it a little bit more. That's all. I don't... Chad, say it. You might think that right now. Say it, and then say it, and use your mouth right now and say it. I don't care where you are. Do you understand? I hope all of you do. The whole time, throughout the word. Again, Ezekiel is the one that stands out, bro. Ezekiel is the one that stands out. He says, you speak on the rebellious house. You speak on God's message. Speak of the future, the restoration. He didn't say, just do nothing with it. He didn't say, just think. He said, speak about it. Speak on it. So I don't know, man. I could give you a deep philo. I could give you a philo on the Bible, the words. We could talk about the brain, the thinking, the AI. Bro, are you doing the most easiest basic one right now? Are you doing the thing that every time you open up your mouth, you are changing the world with that? Have you not realized? This is part of the brain. This is part of, man, you want to get into metaphysics, quantum, man. Start speaking something. Chat, do you feel me? Do you feel me? Like, come on, I'm not even like capping on any of this. Do you understand? Is the tongue not a weapon? Is it not a sword? Life or death, speak life, speak death. What do you think this word, what do you think he said when that was in? Why is that in the word? I know it's hard to get the parable. It's hard to understand this. How did you learn all of this? Bro, speak. Say it. Attitude. I am important to this world. He has plans that are good for me. Evil will fall. Do you not get it? You want to believe it? You want to get involved? You want to start this journey? You want to do all of this? Can you speak it? Can you say it? And you know what's the sad part? You want to know what the saddest part is? None of this has to do with can you? Do you have the ability? This is, are you willing? Oh, this is just something as what's stopping you. That's what I'm telling you, I was tripping out. This morning, that's what I woke up with. I woke up, I be spitting boogers, I be, oh, but all I was saying is what I'm telling you now. I don't know why. All I had was God. God is going to provide. God has this. He has big things in store. Evil will fall. All sorts are just out loud. Again, this is such a critical piece of everything. This is the deepest and the easiest philo out there. Not listening, again, if you're really listening, say it. Use your weapon that you have. I'm telling you, bro, you even push this ball down the hill. You wake up every morning and this is what you're saying. I don't know. We talked attitude, I think, is key. This is part of the attitude, but can you say it? Say attitude. Can you speak positivity on your life and command it right now? You can. Are you willing to? And that right there is going to change a lot. I don't think he put it in there that many times for no reason. All of these prophets, all of these stories, all of the things that led up from prior to the bloodline of Jesus and all of it, how the world works now. So much changes by speaking, hearing. But you only hear when someone speaks it. But I'm telling you right now, all of you, for whoever wants this, bro, all these things, whatever you're desiring, have you said it out loud? Can you keep saying out loud? And that's what I'm saying. Once you get, some of you are like, wow, that was nice. Oh, wow, I can't watch. Get in the habit of it. Watch what happens. I know. It may be a bad day. You may not feel important to the world. My guy, say it. That's one step closer. Say it again. Say it before you go to bed. Man, you want to make God real? You can't see invisible. I can't see the wind, bro. I can't see gravity. That pulled me down. Say it every day. Start speaking to it. Then tell me what happens. I know the people who don't speak gonna think you a little cuckoo. That's fine. Speak it. Speak it. Don't let your mind be unwielded. You letting all these thoughts go around, not controlling it. Go. You know what the best way to control a thought? Say it out loud. I'm focused on it. I'm speaking it. Evil will fall. The Lord will provide. There is restoration. There is growth. There is good things happening. It is going to be a good day. My attitude is that if God is for me, who could be against me? No weapon formed against me shall prosper. Do you hear it? I don't care if you hear it. You should say it. So, Chad, I told you I was going to yell at you, man. And I hope you forgive me. Because like I said, I hope this encourages you. Because this is such a foundational, pivotal part of your life, your faith, and everything. My guy, you are going to get what you say. You understand? You are going to get every single thing you speak. In due time, brother, in due time. Some sooner than later. You better start speaking it. Some of y'all, you will change the world by speaking it, literally. Every time it comes out of your mouth, the vibration, it goes out into the world, bro. You don't even understand, bro, how powerful it is. The ancient, I've already showed you so many times, this little book, bro. This ancient book. I think it was written by farmers. It's the craziest book out there. And you know what it keeps telling you to do? Speak it. Speak it. How can they know if they don't hear it? Someone had to speak. Speak it. You are going to get everything you say. So start saying something. I'm not telling you. Listen, man, you don't have to go up to everybody. I got something to say. I got something to say. No. What are you saying to yourself? Actually saying, not thinking to yourself, not talking to yourself, sitting there scrolling. No. Say it out loud. I think that's one of the best parts about me being here with the Philo. You know that? Because all this stuff I think and I see and I read and I go through all this, I end up speaking it to you, bro. Speak it. Speak it. Watch. You ain't something not moving? Speak it. I think some of you are about to be really surprised. Some of you are about to see the wind. You're going to watch the wind. The thing to get things, you got to say it, bro. So, Chad, say it. Say it out loud. I am important to this world. I am here for a reason. There is good coming. The evil will fall. Say it. Take that to the bank. That is your philosophy, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you guys are subscribed. We're live Monday through Friday, 30 minutes before open. I hope you say something, dog. I hope you speak it. You better speak the blessings, the transformation, everything. Oh. Man, isn't that exciting? I got excited by it, bro. I got excited by it. I got excited about it. I got excited by it. Chad, say something, dude. Say it to you. You're gonna, dog, speak it, bro. I know, you're made in his... He said, let there be light. Some of you should say that. Some of you should say that. Oh, man. Oh, man.
freakout, baby. If a humble man tell you to be humble, he a narcissist. Tell that to the arsonist, the pharmacist. I wonder about the Stalinist, the Darwinist, I must insist. The things that we up against don't play defense. So next time that you take offense, my boundary just another fence. Don't forget, remember this, already lost everything. Don't tell me about a fucking risk. I'm humble but I'm powerful, but I don't have to tell you this. Are moments that you can't forget. So if I'm fake, come and get me now. It's not a big head, I just know the size of the crown. You watched a lot of porn. Does it look like I'm fucking around? You didn't like me then, I didn't hope that you would like me now. You want peace, I want it too. You want war, I got a crew. But I won't lie, dog, I only need a few. So tell me what you really wanna do. Man, I swear I'm just like you. Cause the tongue brings life, but it brings death too. Please just move. Good advice is never taken by a fool. I took a look at life like a mechanic look at tubes. Cheap, fast, and quality, could only pick two. Mannequin, I'm rude, but in a panic, in a feud. Would you want it on your team, or do you want it against you? The humble made me hungry, I will eat any food. Humble made me better, fake humble made me confused. The truth is that there is a real humility typical of our time. But it so happens that it's practically a more poisonous humility than the wildest prostrations of the ascetic. The old humility was a spur that prevented a man from stopping, not a nail in his boots that prevented him from going on. For the old humility made a man doubtful about his efforts, which might make him work harder. But the new humility makes a man doubtful about his aims, which will make him stop working altogether.
Some people don't even have dreams, you know what I'm saying? But if you blessed enough to have a dream, chase it, bro.
I had a dream like Martin, then I heard a couple of stories. Never met my heroes, never had one. Never wanted things I never had, son. I got it, then I grabbed them. Looking back, these bitches Southeast sad them. Good more, don't ignore your sword for the war. Armor's no good if you leave that shit at home. I don't care if that match up with the drum. I ain't young, I ain't care about looking dumb. Out my way, we could talk when I'm done. Does it look like I'm finished? Even if I was, dog, I do my own dishes. Why the fuck you in my business? I ain't tryna be a menace. Need a couple minutes, but you're talking in your bitch and just show me that you don't get it. Look, now I wasted your time trying to reprimand, explain the basic shit so you could understand. I ain't being mean the way I teach the big leagues, ain't throwing underhand. I'm not the bad guy, I'm the best coach that you ever had. Something like LaMelo's dad, mama was an immigrant, $5 an hour working with Brillo pads. We got some things we shouldn't have, so I can feel down, but I don't ever think I'm really sad. Life a miracle, but I won't give you one. But I could teach you shit, and you'll walk away with dividends. Wish you'll bought more, and then you'll wish you did it young. You missed the first harvest, but tell me about the second one. Trying to build while looking at the clouds. I'm looking at my hand, then I'm looking at the ground. Peter walked on water, but fell. When he looked around, I heard that story all my life. I think I start to get it now. Slow in the fast lane, answers in my last name. They really didn't listen, that's a damn shame. But that don't mean my plans changed. Maybe just the landscape did what I said without a handshake. 3,004 an ounce, that sound like a fair rate. Word is gold, they only kept theirs too late. So I'm out with your new face. A snake can move a few ways. And life a bitch that lie about how the fruit tastes. Welcome back. It's a cult, baby.
I think I start to get it now.
Listen to some blues riff and B. Watch me for the changes and try to keep up, okay?
Hello, how you doing? I'm that motherfucking guy. Had a call, I had a
U.S. should work on a
Martin.
new nuclear pact with Russia. All right, man. Well, Chattadonia, we are back, my friends. We are back. So welcome back. I hope you're feeling good. I hope you're feeling blessed. It's a cult, baby. Yeah, man. And say it, bro. I hope you, don't fall for the trap. You know that? You know what happens, right? Like you typing it. Don't give it to the AI. Don't speak to the computer. If you speak it in the chat, I hope you say it out loud, bro. I hope you say it out loud. 3,000 for an ounce. That sound like a fair rate. Word is gold. Oh my, word is gold. Better say it, bro. I'm gonna, Chad, I'm sorry, but you better say it. You better say it. Well, yeah, that was a quicker Philo. Yesterday, we were Philoing into the low. But, dude, I'm actually kind of shocked that, what's it called? That, like, we dropped right at the Claude thing, which is nuts. Because, like, you are kind of right, dude. It's not too often you get a real-time reaction from some of this AI shit. What book? I would say Ezekiel. That was the one I mentioned. But I would say I've been reading a lot of other books, but I didn't mention one specifically. The one from the other day was the C.S. Lewis one. No, it's all software, bro. Software's down another 4% today. So this has continued to die. Again, it's been like 7 days in a row, and then even like pretty much a half of the month, like 17 or 20 in total. Not every day was declining, but you've had 7 straight days of declines on software. This is the software DeepSeek moment, yeah, I guess it's so. Because again, it's even in real time, any little update. And like I think maybe it bottoms at Sonnet then. Sonnet will come out, but they're being weird about the release date of it all. But people are hyping it up in terms of how powerful it is. But that's why it's like, if that comes down, we're gonna see. My goodness. It's kind of crazy. NVO. I mean, last time I hit the 4% yield, it was good. But just imagine we were talking today. Let me put it this way, bro. If stocks are reacting in real time to AI developments, yeah, we probably got a long way to go with things. Like I said, if we could find the bottom soon, better than not, then I think we start talking about what's really out there. But then again, I think eventually NVO, if they didn't have the bad growth stuff, they probably would have been a little bit more immune to this stuff. But yeah, so we'll see. I think volatility is back, bro. the VIX is up, and we were talking about February. Actually, VIX isn't even up as much today, but highest of the year. Like I told y'all, man, February and midterm, so this shouldn't have came as a shock. I think what came as a shock is kind of both the magnitude and the fact that, like I'm saying, snap of a finger, everybody is tripping on AI, but it's not the AI expectation everybody had. People thought it would be CapEx and the circular spending, all sorts of things, but they even thought blue-collar jobs would get affected first, but nah, this is like software. So again, it's relatively contained. I don't think this is a systemic risk that crashes everything, but it's definitely a nice pocket of the market that was once a leader. It's having to, it's having to deal with this shit, bro. Litigation? No, I don't even, this is just straight up, like we were talking about right before Philo. That's why we got Philo a little late, man. Again, like I said, we're going to talk about this all day. And eventually it's going to bounce, and it's going to bounce big, and not just the market, but software stock specifically. But that's what it's saying. Like, we're just going through a moment where every other week or so, even today, you're getting a small update. People haven't even, I don't even think they've judged the Claude. That's the thing. That's why this one's kind of a little more of a weird fear reaction, because, like, it's just people realizing and more tools making it where people can create stuff that, for the last 10 years, a lot of companies have kind of had that monopoly on it. Like creation of software, apps, websites, productivity tools, you name it. I wouldn't say this is the AI bubble bursting, no, but if it was, it's coming in a way that's not really the AI bubble bursting. I think it's AI cannibalism. Is that a better way to put it? Because that's what I'm saying. This is all because AI is working. Does that make sense? So, like, imagine when Nvidia's going up and they're like, it's fake. It's fake. It's not. No, like, this is AI is working, and it's actually working a little too well. So I don't know if it's a bubble burst as much as it's cannibalism. So that's where it's like, that's why I'm saying, like, eventually you're gonna just, let's get political. There's gonna be winners and losers. But for now, it seems like a lot of people got blindsided by how fast some of these losers are coming into play, or the fact that we're like, it just, some people are exposed to loss more than initially thought. And that's, I think, the better way to view it, is that realistically, you just, some people are a little bit more exposed than initially thought, and that's what's causing a reprice. But again, it's not, that's why too, in the same respect, other stuff is getting repriced a little bit more favorably. So eventually it's going to end. But for now, we are going through it. And then, like I said, give it a couple days here. It might chill, but even then, towards the end of the month, let's take this as a cumulative picture and see all of the updates and where it leaves people, and then we're going to go from there. But yeah, I don't think this is like DeepSeek. People were worried about kind of something similar, but that was like the chips and you don't need to spend as much. This is just, again, AI is working. Like, that's even, again, like, I'm shocked by don't get me started on Moltbot again. But yeah, this is this isn't because AI is bad. AI is actually good, and now it's so good that, there's billions of dollars that might not have the same defense. Yeah, that silver move earlier was weird. The staples, surprisingly, staples are still red, though. So they're not moving the same aggressiveness. Spotify's still dumping. Who's getting the royalties? I mean, for now, the leaders are the private companies. So again, Anthropic, Claude, Google's one of them. That's not public. Meta. So there's some that are there, but then, yeah, that's kind of... And then again, we have Amazon after the bell. So that could be a clearing event, possibly. Clearing of risk, not necessarily it's bad or good, but just get that out the way. I mean, I saw the FPS IPO. The volume's like 15 million. It priced at 26, opened at 27, but then it says 26. But yeah, it's 15 million in volume, though. Total offering is like 50 million shares, though. Kimberly was ripping during Philo. Google's coming up, though. So Google's only down 2% now. You're adding Bitcoin to your long term? Well, good luck. like I said, from the get-go, I think Bitcoin should be separate from your long-term. So I don't like Bitcoin like ETFs and shit. I never have. So just good luck and be wise about it. And like I said, there's a lot of dips out there as long as you make a plan. But you do got to start thinking, again, it just sucks how so much like the opportunity is dwindling. But the one thing I wanted people to really do was just take advantage of the good opportunities while they were there. Like, getting high quality stuff while it was at a good price. And this was one of the reasons. I didn't know it was going to play out like this, but, you could see it in the videos even a week or two ago or beginning of the year saying, like, even if there's risk off, there was names that I was very, like, they were going to reverse in a positive way. Another PayPal question? Do you guys just want me to say I'll buy it? But I wouldn't, I think it's the bargain bin. And right now, I would prioritize quality. That's kind of what I feel. But yeah, that's that question. They like PayPal. You guys should ask me about Adobe next. Maybe? No? That's it. It's kind of the same pattern. Somebody says buy Bitcoin, and someone asks about PayPal, and then someone's gonna be like, "Well, yeah, Netflix." And then, but like I'm saying, bro, it's undeniable. There's some fear, and there's a good discount. So it's like you have to have a plan. But your portfolio should speak to you. Once again, we have a nice little lead. We have low cash. I'm gonna be very selective, and I'm biased towards bigger quality names at a good price, and that's why we don't need to move just yet. Yeah, Google's kind of recovering there. Google's really running. Well, it's recovering. Remember, it's down 7 at one point. Have I heard of Conagra? Yeah, sadly, I think Conagra should have held up better in this environment. Yeah, they did do good. That's what I'm saying. Like, I think food, it's not necessarily the worst. You read a post about how the financial instruments to Bitcoin has technically made the supply infinite. They take away from the buyers of Bitcoin. I guess that's an interesting take. Like I said, I will have Bitcoin in the video for this weekend. I have good and bad. So, yeah, we'll talk about it. But like I said, I always like physical Bitcoin or not on ETF. And I'd still save your 10% and still apply to your long-term equity portfolio. Treat alternatives as alternatives. OpenAI partnership lowers the cost of cell-free protein synthesis. Are they going to take their license? Oh, DNA popped a little bit off that. Remember, they were just talking about licensing with companies. How come I'm low on cash while the market is heading lower? Because we bought stuff before they went up. So last 4 months, I've been stacking Kimberly Clark and TAP. And then we took a small amount of risk with CMG and SG. And then prior to that, we have 100% gain on the last 4 or 5 deposits of Intel. So it's a long journey. But yeah, that's why I put all my cash in a good value at the right time. But that's why that's why I'm saying I'm not in any rush I have a small amount of capital now because I think we allocated our money very efficiently. But I don't think we need to blow it just yet. Especially if this keeps going. All that's going to happen is Staples will either come back and I could add more to those names, or if I can't buy more Kimberly or TAP or something better, That just means all of these tech names will be at a better price, no? You tell me. And then if I miss it all out, I got a backup. I got a parachute called UNH and Humana. Run it hot. What's the most reasonable thing about the Bitcoin crash? Are you sure you want to hear it? People won't like this one. I don't think you'll like it if you just added it to your long term. But I could tell you. I don't know if Caroline started. Sweet Caroline. Oh, oh, oh. So good. So good. No, she's not live yet. Do you want to hear it? I could tell you. Yeah, DNA's still going on the OpenAI shit. I don't even, it's a very broad statement, but I think people might be hyped on the hype from the other day when Sam said he wants to get involved with some of those. You're interested in the Bitcoin? It's going to be offensive. So it might be offensive for people. I told you one part of it already. So this is what I told about last year, is that essentially, like, especially now with like the Moltbot shit and all these other things, the need for power is really, really great. And at some point you had to, a lot of people, it was a genuine business question. This is like even why Iran has even been able to go up, but it's like, why would you, at some point, it's like, why would you mine Bitcoin for profit when you could direct all of that energy towards data centers and make more money? And that was the idea. Would you rather build infrastructure and use current infrastructure for Bitcoin mining, or apply it towards data centers and AI? So that's the first part. But now, here's the real kicker. Are you ready? Drum roll, please. I've always said Bitcoin is something. This is kind of why I've liked it. That's why, like Ethereum, I stopped liking it a couple years ago for one reason. Because remember the whole security debate? I was like, yeah, you know, when I think about it, Ethereum is kind of like a security, sadly. But what is Bitcoin? Does anybody know what category Bitcoin would fall into? So if Ethereum's a security, what is Bitcoin? I don't think Bitcoin is a security. I think Bitcoin is something else. It's kind of what gave it its value. Yes, a commodity. Ding, 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 ding. It's a commodity, limited supply. It's like literally. Yeah, like kind of like, that's why you get the whole gold debate. It's like digital gold. It's a commodity. You can hold it. That's why I say I prefer you hold it physically. Any of the commodities I've ever purchased, like silver, gold, I prefer to have it on hand. There's just something different about it. I don't like it on paper. I don't like commodity. You can make money with commodities on paper, but if you really wanted to invest in a certain commodity, you know, whether it stores value or not, it's just you would hold it. You know, you would have possession, private key, off exchange, shit like that. You know, gold, have gold. You know, I got. Speaking of commodities, so yeah. So here's the bad part. in the long run, commodities, they usually trend towards the price of production. So that's sadly one of the newer debates right now. Like I'm telling you, people are shifting towards data mining and data centers, but now it's like Bitcoin is a commodity, so it's right below, the price is below the production cost. But yeah, so it's like, it's not that unusual that a commodity is near its production cost. That's usually how it works in the long run. So yeah, that's the kicker. So it is a bit below right now after today, but that's kind of the idea. So either cost of production goes down or Bitcoin goes down, and then mix it in with everything else. You have less money than a month ago, but you feel rich now? Why do you have less money? Did you sell? Otherwise, get good long term, Habibi. Good long term. A lot of people got the opposite, that Bitcoin wealth effect. But again, people have not, I saw like surveys on it, like people just are, compared to last year and then even 2024, people are not, like, you have a less share of, like, the younger guys are still interested in Bitcoin, but like if you're like 25 to 35, the interest has dropped like 30%, I think. Or like, just if you're starting to lose your hair, you're just not really down with Bitcoin as much as you were when you had more of a hairline. I guess, I don't know what happened. All right, you're getting back up to the Claude thing. You still like it, just not buying. Yeah, the social interest is a little bit waning, but it's still, I mean, there's in UK, the Europeans still love Bitcoin, actually. People in the UK, both generation or both demographics, are very, very into it. I could have leveraged AI when I first started trading. Yeah. I mean, now you can. You could just get it to get you info. I mean, you could kind of make algos with it, but like I said, the good ones will get bought out, and you're going to take some risk, but you could definitely do stuff. You could get access to financial data so much easier. So yeah, it's definitely leverageable for sure. Some of us have a hairline at 35. Don't push your flaws on us. I might be older than you, bro. So I don't know. I age in dog years, dude. I'm telling you. So I don't know, man. Yeah, why you think I do this voice so good? Yeah, fuck yeah. Josh got shot. It's a mask. What? What do you mean? So yeah, man. I don't know. But apologies, all my full-headed 30-year-olds out there. God bless you. God bless you. That's why, man, if you still got your hair and you got a long term, wow, the Lord has shown you favor. I hope you're like grateful, man. Be like, Lord, thank you for everything. Like, have you thanked God for your hairline? Just praise the Lord. Amen. Yeah, slick chart. You could pull them up here too on TOS. If you pull up a watch list and set it to S&P, you could do it all in real time, actually. without any ads. Hit customize and then just do year-to-date YTD. PCT YTD change. Add it. Boom. Let it load. Yeah. And then these are all the names that are there. Again, these are all software, most of them. Yeah, give or take. Holy shit, it got even worse. But yeah, no, that's an easy way to do it. Haven't cut your hair since COVID. I'm losing my hairline. Never gonna cut it. I'm gonna have a cul-de-sac with long. That's what I got, bro. I haven't cut my hair since I started streaming. So like 2019-ish. I didn't cut my hair. That was my last haircut, I think. I still have a picture of it. It was amazing. Yeah, I haven't cut my hair since 2019. Well, it doesn't mean I didn't lose some of it, but yeah, I got the cul-de-sac. I got the hair on the sides. It's sad. You want to know what's sad? I would make one of those great, like Hasidic Jewish people. Because I got the little curls, bro. If I just, in the way I'm losing my hair, I got the 2 little curls on the side. It's terrible. Because I could pull it off. I'm going to get me a top hat. But yeah, other than that, it's like, yeah, man, it's terrible. The cul-de-sac, bro, I think we could make it cool, honestly. That's why I don't know. Well, maybe one day you guys I'll do a face reveal. I'll be in a movie or something, but I don't know if the world's ready for it. Like, you guys got to see it, man. I think we can make it cool, bro. That's it. Like I said, bald maxing is part of the trend I'm on. Sweet Caroline.
Studio director Joe Gebbia will officially unveil Trump RX, a state-of-the-art website for American consumers to purchase low-cost prescription drugs. This historic announcement will save millions of Americans their hard-earned money, so make sure to tune in tonight, and we will see all of you in the news media there. President Trump promised to restore law and order to the United States of America, and newly released data proves he is delivering overwhelmingly on this promise. A study from the Council on Criminal Justice shows that the murder rate across America's largest cities plummeted in 2025 to its lowest level since at least 1900. Again, let me repeat, to put this in perspective, this marks the largest single-year drop in murders in recorded history. This dramatic decline is what happens when a president secures the border, fully mobilizes federal law enforcement to arrest violent criminals, and aggressively deports the worst of the worst illegal aliens from our country. The numbers don't lie. Under President Trump in 2025, the FBI increased violent crime arrests by 100% compared to the prior year. The FBI also conducted more than 67,000 arrests from Inauguration Day 2025 to January 20th, 2026, which is 197% more arrests than the same period previously. The FBI also disrupted 1,800 gangs and criminal enterprises, a 210% increase from the year prior. The FBI has arrested 1,700 child predators and more than 300 human traffickers across the country. Since President Trump took office, 6 of the FBI's top 10 most wanted fugitives have been captured. Right here in our nation's capital, where you all live, so you know it well, whether you choose to report it or not, the president's efforts to make D.C. safe and beautiful have worked. As of last week, D.C. homicides were down 62%, motor vehicle theft down 53%, and 2025 had the fewest violent gun crimes of any year of available data in our nation's capital. For more proof that these tough-on-crime efforts are working, look at the president's Make Memphis Safe Again campaign. As of last week, there have been nearly 5,600 arrests made, and aggravated assaults are down 53%. Sexual assaults are down 53%, and robberies are down 70%. Again, that's just in the city of Memphis. 5,600 arrests have taken place because of this president and his Homeland Security Task Force that has surged into Memphis at the request of both the governor and the mayor in that city. A Democrat mayor, I will add. These are the results that can happen when Democrats and Republicans, when the federal government and state and local officials work together. And that's what President Trump wants to see to improve public safety across our country. When you have a leader like President Trump who empowers good cops to be cops and to arrest bad criminals, American communities will become safer. Many of the media outlets in this room have expressed shock and confusion at these remarkable statistics. The New York Times declared that, quote, "No one knows for sure what's behind the staggering drop in the murder rate. The reason is very clear. It is President Trump's leadership and his unwavering commitment to law and order. The drop in crime is more proof that all that is required to improve public safety on our streets is a leader with the will to do what is necessary to protect law-abiding American citizens. The terror and chaos that was unleashed under Democrat rule is a choice. It's a choice to put violent criminals ahead of innocent Americans, a choice to force us all to live in fear because of soft on crime, liberal politicians, prosecutors, and judges who lack the basic willingness to do their jobs and put dangerous people behind bars. On November 5th, 2024, the American people made a resounding choice that they've had enough of that, and that's precisely why they re-elected President Trump. So even as Democrats and the liberal media are engaged in hysteria about this administration arresting and deporting violent, criminal, illegal aliens, the undeniable truth is that deporting these individuals is one of the primary reasons why America's streets are safer today than they were 1 year ago when President Trump assumed office. Former President Biden and the Democrats left our borders wide open, and President Trump and the brave men and women of ICE are removing these dangerous criminals. So here are just a few recent examples. Number one, a Venezuelan national and active Tren de Aragua gang member with a rap sheet including homicide, assault, child cruelty, domestic violence, and property damage. This is an individual I can assure you not a single one of you in this room would want in your neighborhood, whether you admit it or not. He entered the U.S. in 2022 and he was released into our country by the Biden administration. He is no longer here thanks to President Trump. An El Salvadorian national and known MS-13 associate, previously convicted of homicide, conspiracy to commit homicide, and kidnapping, arrested for arson, battery, armed carjacking, and assault. He entered illegally in 2016, was released by the Obama administration, and ICE just arrested him on January 8th, 2026. This example shows you how many criminal illegal aliens have been roaming American streets freely because of a lack of attention to this matter from the previous administration, and President Trump is cleaning up their mess. A Cuban national and blood gangs member convicted of multiple homicides and robbery. ICE arrested him on October 27th and removed him on January 6th, 2026. Arresting and deporting these types of illegal criminals is precisely what the American people voted for. And despite desperate recent attempts by Democrats and those in the media to undermine the president's deportation agenda, these efforts are failing. Brand new Harvard-Harris polling shows overwhelming support for President Trump's efforts to protect law-abiding citizens from criminal illegal aliens. Nearly 8 in 10 Americans say criminal illegal aliens should be deported. A solid majority also support deporting all illegal aliens, regardless of additional crimes. And more than 2 in 3 Americans back the Trump administration's common sense requirement that state and local officials cooperate with federal authorities and work to hand over criminal illegal aliens in local jails for swift deportation. Finally, to prevent another invasion of millions of illegal aliens from happening again, President Trump and Secretary Noem delivered the most secure border in American history. 0 illegal aliens were released into our homeland over the past 9 months. This is a truly remarkable achievement. Again, 0 illegal aliens released into the country in 9 months. This is staggering, and it deserves more attention from all of you. Overall, Customs and Border Protection recorded the lowest total encounters in agency history. Daily encounters have fallen by 95%. averaging just 250 apprehensions at the southern border a day. This is compared to over 5,100 daily apprehensions during the Biden years. It's a night and day difference because we finally have a president who enforces the law and lets our law enforcement do their noble jobs of protecting our homeland. When President Trump campaigned on making America safe again, this is exactly what he meant, and the numbers and the results speak for themselves. With that, I will open it up to questions today. We're going to start with Daniel Baldwin from One America News, who is here religiously covering the White House beat every day, so it's good to see you in a chair instead of standing up. Today, Daniel, thanks for being here, and why don't you kick us off?
You say they, Daniel?
It's an honor and a privilege to represent One American News in the new media seat. First question on that DHS funding bill. Funding runs out in the better part of 8 days or so. Democrats, at least verbally, are very dug in. What does the White House believe their end goal is when it comes to this funding fight, when it comes to immigration policy at large? What is their end goal when they're dug in a position like this at this point in time?
Well, the president has two end goals. One is to obviously keep the government funded and open, and that includes the Department of Homeland Security, which does not just touch upon ICE and Border Patrol, but also FEMA, the United States Coast Guard, the United States Secret Service. These are brave public servants who work to protect our homeland. The president wants these individuals to get paid. Secondly, when it comes to any discussions about immigration policy, the president is never going to waver in his
Bob's
commitment
Discount
to allow
Furniture
immigration
goes
enforcement
public
efforts in this country
with inventory
and to,
value.
Supports ICE and Border
What?
Patrol and the deportation of illegal alien criminals.
Bob's?
I know Senator Schumer and
They
Leader
went
Jeffries
public?
sent over a very long list of demands, some of which the administration is willing to discuss. Others don't seem like they are grounded in any common sense, and they are non-starters for this administration, but we're not going to negotiate policy from the podium. I'm going to allow the president to do that, and any final decisions that are made will be made
Microsoft's
ultimately
giving it
by
up in the
him.
close.
But rest assured, he is never going to allow law enforcement in the jobs that they do, the important jobs that they do, to be undermined.
And secondly, Caroline, the Department of Homeland Security put out a tweet a better part of an hour ago alleging that an illegal alien was involved in a major car wreck in Indiana, killing 4 people, and they allege that the suspect in question came in under the CBP-1 app under the Biden administration and received a commercial driver's license from the state of Pennsylvania. What is the White House's reaction to a situation like this? And what is the White House doing to crack down on cases like this where illegal aliens are obtaining commercial driver's licenses?
Yes, this is another abhorrent example of the border crisis over the past 4 years, and it again exemplifies why the administration must continue and will always continue to fully back and support ICE and Border Patrol and law enforcement in their removal of illegal alien criminals from our country. For those who don't know, and all of you should report on it, 4 Americans were tragically killed and lost their lives this week yet again from an illegal alien, an individual who was paroled into the country by the Biden administration using the CBP-1 app, which they created like it was a magic pass for Disneyland. That's not how immigration in this country should work. And this illegal alien
I've never
from
been to Bob's,
Kyrgyzstan
but I love
was
their
traveling
commercials.
on an Indiana highway.
I didn't know they went
and
public
he failed
today.
to brake for a slowed semi-truck in front of him. He swerved into the lane and he crashed into a van carrying 15 passengers, and 4 people were killed in that crash. This is another tragedy that could have been prevented if not for the wide open borders from the previous administration. That's why we now have a secure border. That's why this administration will continue to deport illegal aliens from our country. Thank you for being here. Garrett.
Thank you for your comments and your prayers for the Guthrie family. I have 2 questions related to the president's interview with NBC yesterday.
Sure.
At one point in the interview, the president said that he believes states are accumulating the votes for who wins the election. He says if they, meaning the states, can't do it honestly and can't be done properly and timely, then something else has to happen. What did he mean by that? Is he suggesting that the federal government count votes in elections?
What the president is suggesting, and I just spoke to him about this, is that Republicans and Democrats in Congress should pass the Save America Act. This piece of legislation is going to ensure that states are abiding by federal election law by removing non-citizens from their voter rolls. In addition, the Save America Act will require voter ID to vote, and it will require proof of citizenship to register to vote. These are very common sense policies and proposals that 89% of our country agree with. So that's what the president is talking about. Again, I just spoke with him about this, and he's calling on both Republicans and Democrats to send the Save America Act, to pass it into law and to send it to his desk as quickly as possible.
The SAVE Act doesn't say anything about who counts votes, which has always been a state, a local, a county function. Why does he keep talking about somebody else, presumably the federal government, counting votes?
Because the SAVE Act directs states to remove non-citizens from their voter rolls. And we know in states across the country, the president is right to point this out. In states like California or in places like New York City, non-citizens are allowed to vote in state and local elections. And the federal government should absolutely do away with that. I don't think a single person in this room, if you really are being honest with yourselves, should agree that non-citizens should vote in American elections, no matter where that election is up and down the ticket. And so this is a piece of federal legislation that will help states ensure the integrity and the sanctity of their elections, and that's what the president wants. Peter.
Thanks, Caroline. President Trump posted about Nancy Guthrie that he is directing all federal law enforcement to be at the families and local law enforcement's complete disposal immediately. What should we expect to see from the federal government in coming days in the search to find Nancy Guthrie?
It's a very good question, Peter, and it's why I was on the phone with the FBI earlier this morning to ask that. And what they told me is that the FBI, again, is at the disposal of the state and local government. Whatever personnel or assets
Iran
or resources
says the country's
that the
most
state and local
advanced
authorities and
ballistics have been
police
deployed
need
at
will be
underground
granted
missile
to them
city.
at the direction of the president, the FBI director,
Nice.
and
So
the attorney
we haven't
general.
had an Iran headline today.
Law
Oil's going
enforcement
down, though.
issue. The FBI just found 1,000 samples inside an illegal biolab in Las Vegas. It is linked to a different biolab that was previously raided. There are ties to China. What does the president think the CCP might be up to here?
I haven't spoken to him about this specific investigation from the FBI, but I'm happy to, and I'm sure he's very glad that this is something the FBI discovered, and we'll make sure anyone who is involved in illegal activity will be held accountable.
And just one more about this weekend. At the Mar-a-Lago Super Bowl party, after the first two quarters, are the TVs going to be on the halftime show with Bad Bunny or the halftime show with Kid Rock?
I think the president would much
Spy
prefer
dumping.
a Kid Rock performance.
I think it's the
over Bad
Microsoft and
Bunny,
Oracle.
I must say that.
I mean, you have the Iran comment, but literally software was leading the way down.
On that.
Yes.
But can you say, is there a temporary agreement with Russia to stand by the terms of the New START treaty while negotiations are happening?
Not to my knowledge. Again, to your point, Jennifer, I just do want to reiterate exactly what the president said. He wrote just moments ago, the United States is the most powerful country in the world. I completely rebuilt its military in my first term, including new and many refurbished nuclear weapons. I also added Space Force and now continue to rebuild our military at levels never seen before. We are even adding battleships, which are 100 times more powerful than the ones that roamed the seas during World War II. The Iowa, Missouri, Alabama, and others. I have stopped nuclear wars from breaking out across the world between Pakistan and India, Iran and Israel, and Russia and Ukraine, rather than extend New START, a badly negotiated deal by the United States, which I will add was renegotiated under former President Barack Obama. Aside from everything else, is being grossly violated. The president wants to have our nuclear experts work on a new, improved, and modernized treaty that can last long into the future, and that's what the United States will continue to discuss with the Russians. Peter.
Thank you, Caroline. Sure. Did President Trump himself ever ask DNI Gabbard to head down to Fulton County, Georgia?
The president was asked and answered that question just yesterday. I've seen a lot of the media in this room get very caught up with the semantics of why Tulsi Gabbard is there. I will tell you why, and the president agrees with this because election security is essential to national security. And as the director of national intelligence, it is a part of Ms. Gabbard's role to make sure that American elections are free of foreign interference and that American elections are safe and secure. And so the ODNI director is working with the FBI on this effort, and the president wholeheartedly supports both Kash Patel and Tulsi Gabbard in ensuring that American elections are safe, are secure, and are free of foreign intervention.
Is there any indication that there's foreign influence?
Federal law enforcement's involvement in the search.
Excuse me one second. It's the media who has said that there's Russian interference in American elections. You guys have been saying that for many, many years. So the people,
in Fulton County.
the people in this room, considering that you all said for many years that Russia interfered in the 2016 election to help Donald Trump, you should all be very happy that we finally have an administration that is looking into that, and we'll be happy to keep you posted. Michael.
With the FBI's involvement in the search for Nancy Guthrie now, has this search expanded nationwide outside of Arizona? And given Pima County's proximity to Mexico, is this now an international search?
Well, Michael, that would be a question for state and local authorities as they continue to oversee the investigation at this time. Again, the federal government and the FBI have offered any and all resources, but the state and local authorities are still leading the investigation, so I would direct you to them. I'm certainly not in a position to talk about it.
Another question, Caroline.
Sure.
Friday's talks with Iran, they were originally supposed to take place in Turkey. They've now been moved to Oman. Can you tell us the reason for that move?
Look, the president, diplomacy is always his first option when it comes to dealing with countries all around the world, whether it's our allies or our adversaries. And so Special Envoy Witkoff and Jared Kushner will be traveling to Oman for those talks tomorrow, and we will see what comes of those. The president is standing by for an update from them. Sure, in the pink.
Thank you, Caroline. Cuban leader Miguel Diaz-Canel said today that Cuba would be willing to engage in dialogue with the United States only without pressure, without preconditions, on equal footing and with respect for sovereignty. But his government is denying what President Trump said, that they're already holding talks. How would you respond to that?
I think the fact that the Cuban government is on its last leg and its country is about to collapse, they should be wise in their statements directed towards the President of the United States. But as I just reiterated, the President is always willing to engage in diplomacy, and I believe that's something that is taking place, in fact, with the Cuban government.
Yeah, thank you, Caroline. So the Office of Personnel Management released a final rule today that makes it easier to fire government employees who are not doing their job, basically. Does the President believe that there are people in his government still that are not following his agenda?
That's a good question. I have not asked him about that. I mean, look, it's a very big government, right? There are thousands of people who work for the federal government here in Washington, D.C. This administration has been very much focused on ensuring that we have an efficient and productive workforce for the American taxpayer. There's not a day that goes by where we don't show up and realize we are public servants working on behalf of the American people, and everybody in the federal government best have that mindset or they won't be welcome to work for this administration. So I think it's a good thing that the Office of Personnel Management put this rule out. I think if people aren't doing their jobs, if they aren't showing up for work, if they're not working hard on behalf of this president, they're not welcome to work for him at all.
The New York City mayor is dealing with a $12 billion budget deficit. If he texted President Trump, would the president bail him out?
I'll leave that answer to the president himself, Ed. Kristen, go ahead.
One more follow-up on Deanna Gabbard. You said that the president supports the fact that she was there.
I'm going
but last
through the.
night when he was
I'm going
asked
through
about
the
it, he said he didn't know
IGV.
why
I'm
she
going
was
through all
there.
the
He
whole.
didn't
There's
say
like
she
none of them
directed
that are
her.
up.
Can you clarify on that?
Like
Did
literally,
she
they're all
go by
fucking
herself
demolished.
And he learned later and supports it.
Well, did you look at the full entirety of his response? I was in the
There's a
room
couple
for
shit
that
names
NBC
in there.
interview, Kristen.
They're like, dude, there's
and
so
he
many
just
software
said
names
exactly
people aren't
what I
talking
told
about
you,
that are
which is
just
that,
dead.
Election security is essential to national security. We need to ensure that our elections are free and are fair and are free of foreign interference. And he spoke about how Ms. Tulsi Gabbard is involved in that effort. So you're taking like the first three words that he said to one question and not looking at his entire response.
Follow up on what you said about foreign interference. You talked about 2016 and Russian interference, but what we've learned from these Georgia officials is what was seized by the FBI were ballots from 2020 in this Fulton County election center. Do you have any evidence that there was international interference in the 2020 election in this election center?
What I do have evidence of, and what the media seems to be undermining, is why Tulsi Gabbard is there in the first place. And I would point you again to federal law that clearly assigns the DNI and the office with the statutory responsibility to lead counter intel matters related to election security. This includes
Microsoft
assessing
and
risks to
Palantir is
election
literally
voting
10%
systems,
of IGV.
software, voter registration databases, and more,
Software.
and analyzing foreign interference. And the ODNI is responsible for supporting the White House interagency action to secure our elections through intel analysis and vulnerability assessments. And they should be routinely collaborating with agencies like the DHS, the DOJ, and the FBI. So as for that question, it would be better suited to ask the Director of National Intelligence herself in her office. But what I'm telling you is that it is more than appropriate. In fact, it is Tulsi Gabbard's job to ensure that our elections are safe and secure. And that's exactly what she's been doing on the ground in Georgia. And I don't understand why anyone in this room, considering you're all American citizens, I believe, and like to vote in our nation's elections, should have any problem with that whatsoever.
Now, thank you, Caroline. The president said that the administration should take a softer approach on immigration enforcement. He's also suggested for months that some migrant workers should be spared from these raids based on what they're doing. Is the administration going to continue to conduct large worksite raids as it seeks to target violent criminals? And can you clarify, is the federal government going to continue doing these deportation operations in blue cities where authorities say they don't want them?
Well, first, again, to the president's answer yesterday, the full context of his answer was that he'd like to see a softer touch, but we are always going to remain tough. That softer touch the president is referring to is that cooperation that is necessary between state and local authorities and federal government authorities to ensure that we can continue deporting illegal aliens from our communities without tons of agents having to go after one illegal alien. If the states and the local governments just turn over their illegal aliens to ICE at jails, as they should be doing, it requires one agent to deport that one illegal alien who can then go on their way to their home country in a peaceful manner. The escalation that we've seen take place in Minnesota is a direct result of the refusal of state and local officials to cooperate with the federal government and with ICE, which has led to these hostile and dangerous environments. And so we don't want that. Again, the president wants direct cooperation.
Oh, no
and that's what
fucking
he was
way.
referring to. As for
Dude,
worksite
Estee
raids,
Lauder
I don't
is a consumer
broadcast
staple?
any
I
future
didn't know
action
that.
may or may not happen from
That's
the
where your
Department of Homeland
XLP
Security.
lag
But
is
again, the
coming from.
president's focus and the administration's focus is on targeting illegal alien criminals, especially those who have committed heinous crimes in our country, as evidenced by the few illegal aliens that I just shared with you here today.
Will ICE and Border Patrol avoid going to other blue cities where the local officials are saying, we won't work with you, we don't want you here?
Well, first of all, those local officials should be wanting to work with ICE. Why would any official, whether you're a Democrat or a Republican, want murderers and predators in your city? It makes zero sense. It's an untenable position. The only reason Democrats are taking that position now is because their entire party platform is just anti-Trump. It makes no sense for the American people. They should be calling this White House, they should be calling Secretary Noem, they should be calling Tom Homan, and they should be saying, we want to work with you to remove the worst of the worst criminals from our city. Please come here. So yes, ICE is going to continue to do their job in cities and communities across the country, but it certainly makes it much easier when we have that level of cooperation and corroboration at the state and local level. In places like Florida, where there has been the arrest of thousands, tens of thousands of illegal alien criminals.
It wasn't even a bad earnings.
None of you talk about that, or none of you hear about that, because these operations are going seamlessly and peacefully. Why? Because there is an intimate cooperation between the state government and the federal government, and that's what the president wants to see in all 50 states. In the whites, yes.
Hi, thank you, Caroline. Over the weekend, President Trump said that he was giving a serious look at endorsing in the Texas Republican Senate primary. We know that Minnesota and Georgia also have competitive, crowded primaries. Is he giving those races a serious look as well?
Well, I'm not allowed to speak from the podium on any future political endorsements the president may or may not make, but I know that he is watching all of these races across the country quite carefully. I won't get ahead of him on any potential endorsements. John.
Thanks a lot, Caroline. Two questions for you about the continuing resolution that the president signed for the Department of Homeland Security. What would be the repercussions for all of the agencies under DHS if no agreement is reached on funding when that deadline approaches next Friday?
Well, there will be grave repercussions for all of those agencies, but more importantly, frankly, for the American people who those agencies serve. And that's exactly what the president and the White House want to avoid. Again, we want to keep the government funded. We want the Department of Homeland Security, of course, to be up and operationalized and continuing as necessary to protect our homeland, to secure our border, to ensure the brave men and women of the United States Coast Guard are getting paid, the brave men and women of the United States Secret Service who protect the president, the vice president, and frankly, all of you in this building every day continue to receive the paychecks that they so well deserve. And so that's why the White House will engage in these talks with Democrats. But again, the president is never going to cave on this administration's core promise to deport illegal aliens from our country.
You said, Caroline, in your statement that there are certain proposals that Democrats are putting up that are non-starters. What are some of those non-starters?
There are a few, and it's a very good question, but I won't negotiate from the podium. I know the White House will be engaged in direct, serious talks with Democrats on this important matter. Natalie.
In addition to launching Trump RX tonight, Trump has said that he wants to meet with insurance companies to lower healthcare costs. Do you have any update on when those meetings?
Yes, he does want to meet with insurance companies. That meeting will take place. I don't have an update on when it will be on the schedule, but the purpose of that meeting will be to continue to negotiate with these companies to ensure that more money is going back to the American consumer. And you're all going to see that on full display tonight at 7 o'clock with the formal launch of Trump RX. I'm telling you, this is going to be a very cool and unique event, so everybody really should tune in.
Can you clarify what the president said on the Diego Garcia deal? He said he didn't like it, now again he says he's for it.
He spoke with Prime Minister Starmer directly. He understands Prime Minister Starmer's position, and he supports it. But as the president reiterated in that statement, of course, the United States reserves the right to protect our assets. We still have a military base, of course, on the island of Diego Garcia, and so the president reiterated to the Prime Minister and to all of you that the United States will never waver, if necessary, in protecting our assets anywhere in the world, but including on Diego Garcia, and he supports the Prime Minister's decision. Elizabeth.
Just on that one, Caroline, can I ask you?
Said that he's now seeking.
John, I'll go to you after.
The president said he's now seeking $1 billion from Harvard, considerably more than before. What changed here, and how are negotiations going?
Well, look, this has been an ongoing negotiation and frankly a frustrating negotiation for the president and the administration because we want a deal. And it's very unfortunate that Harvard has dragged its feet in understanding they need to rectify the wrongs and the illegal behavior that took place on their campus over the course of the past several years under the previous administration. And so the president wants a justified deal to correct for that criminal behavior that took place on their campus. He is now demanding $1 billion from Harvard University, and Secretary McMahon will be continuing to lead this negotiation in these talks. John.
Caroline, thank you. You mentioned some polling earlier that was very compelling on deportations. Rasmussen came out with a poll today, said 75% of Republicans want all illegals deported. It seems like the conversation has shifted again to focusing only on deporting illegal aliens who are criminals. Is the president still committed to deportations of the 20 million illegals that came here under Joe Biden, or are you starting to see that back?
Yes, and the president has always been committed to that, John. But we must prioritize, and the prioritization
Well, I just looked
is on
at all
those
of the
tens
charts.
of thousands of
They're
convicted
actually,
criminals
there's so many
whom we
software
know
names
are still roaming
that
our
are literally
streets.
at
ICE and
all-time
Border
lows
Patrol,
that no one,
and
like, you
DHS
just don't know
have
about
done
them.
a phenomenal job.
They're just
of
tiny
removing,
comparatively. It's actually disgusting.
Tens of thousands of them. Actually, nearly 1 million people have been deported
like,
from our
it's
country
really
over the
about
past
the
year.
top 10
2
just
million
died.
additional self-deportations. So
That's it.
nearly
As
3
long
million
as the
people
top 10
have
don't
left
die,
the
but
United
like
States.
most of
But
them have
again,
already
as you
cratered.
pointed out rightfully, Joe Biden and the Democrats allowed approximately 20 million people into our country illegally. So yes, of course, the president is committed to ensuring that America is and always will be a nation of laws.
Thank you, Caroline. Steve Bannon recently said, quote, "We're going to have ICE surround the polls come November." Is that something that the president is considering?
That's not something I've ever heard the president consider, no.
Guarantee to the American public that ICE will not be around polling locations or voting locations in November?
I can't guarantee that an ICE agent won't be around a polling location in November. I mean, that's frankly a very silly hypothetical question. But what I can tell you is I haven't heard the president discuss any formal plans to put ICE outside of polling locations. It's a disingenuous question.
Caroline, I had 2 questions regarding the DHS. The first one is, one of the Democrats' main demands for DHS funding was to demask ICE agents. Is this something that the president is even considering?
Again, this is one of the specific points in the letter that went out by Senate Majority Leader Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries. I won't negotiate the individual points from the podium, but it is obviously something the White House will be discussing with lawmakers on Capitol Hill in the coming days.
Is the administration concerned that the shakeup that we're seeing of DHS activity in Minneapolis could potentially embolden different obstructionist protests around the country as they now have a playbook on how to get ICE out of their cities?
Bit more than you choose, so that's why you grab a
what you
pistol.
saw
Some
yesterday
say run
with
it
the
hot,
drawdown
hotter
of
than a
700
pistol. People
agents
complain
only
about the press.
occurred because the condition
they
that the
the real
president of the
issue.
United States set for local states, local counties to turn over illegal aliens to ICE
Are you gonna get
has
you on a
been
feature?
met. The vast majority of counties, nearly
in
every single
Mar-a-Lago.
county now in Minnesota has made an agreement to notify ICE when they are releasing an illegal criminal from their jail. This is a huge win for the administration. Again, it's a condition the president set out and has been met thanks to the tireless efforts of Mr. Homan. And as for the left-wing agitators who have been illegally obstructing ICE's immigration efforts, we are not letting that behavior go unnoticed or unpunished. In fact, just today, the Department of Homeland Security arrested this individual. He is a self-proclaimed Antifa member who has been threatening, doxing, harassing ICE. He called for the murder of federal law enforcement officers. He encouraged bloodshed in the streets of Minnesota. He proudly acclaimed affiliation with the domestic terrorist organization Antifa. And the Department of Justice, thanks to the great work of HSI and the FBI, was able to locate and arrest this individual today. So we are committed to enforcing our immigration laws. We want that level of cooperation from state and local officials. And if people are illegally obstructing our federal law enforcement operations, if they are targeting,
this is all in the
doxing,
IGV. I'm just going down the list.
and vilifying ICE agents, they are going to be held accountable.
We got
like
one
this
that's up?
individual here, who again is a self-proclaimed member of Antifa. He is a domestic terrorist, and he will be held accountable in the United States.
Caroline, just to follow up on Garrett's earlier question, I mean, you talked a lot about the SAVE Act. I know you spoke with the president about it before you came out.
They had earnings yesterday?
The president has gone beyond that, though. He's talking about Republicans taking over elections, states are agents of the federal government. So just to be clear, is the president only calling on Congress to pass the SAVE Act?
Yeah, so they don't all
or does he
die.
want
That's
Republicans
crazy.
to
That's
go
the only
further
one I
than
found
that
that's
before
green.
midterm elections?
The president is calling on Republicans again and Democrats to pass the SAVE Act. I will reiterate.
So as long if they have good
requirement
earnings,
for
they'll
voter
go up.
ID to vote.
Holy shit!
That should be something that no American should oppose. In fact, we know that the vast majority of Americans support it. Requiring proof of citizenship to register to vote, which is not hard to do. We should be able to do that in this country. If you want to register to vote in the United States of America, you have to be a citizen in the United States of America. And this piece of federal legislation will direct states to remove non-citizens from the voter rolls. I just had a conversation with the president about it. John.
Thank you.
So that's one that's up.
I have two questions.
That's cool. I didn't know that.
Tariffs on South Korea. As you know, President Trump recently mentioned
LSPD all-time low.
Increasing tariffs on South Korea. When will the
almost the all-time low.
25% tariffs increasing on South Korea begin?
Dropping, but still up.
Secondly,
But dude, I'm telling you, there's so many of these that are just dead. That's not an all-time low.
I don't have a
all-time low.
timeline for you on
That's
that,
what I'm
but
saying.
I will
This
make
is,
sure
like,
that
crazy.
our trade team here at
So
the
a
White
lot of
House
them have
gets
already
you an
been
answer,
rocked.
Swiftly and promptly. John.
Yeah, 810. That's a
Yesterday,
software networking
President
one,
Trump,
but
in the NBC interview,
it's
said
up.
that it bothers
They
me
had
that
good
somebody
earnings
is going
literally
after
yesterday.
Bill Clinton. That somebody is the House Oversight Chairman James Comer, a Republican. Why is the president bothered that they're investigating Bill Clinton and his Epstein ties?
Look, I think that the president has respect for the former president of the United States, Bill Clinton. He said yesterday himself they've shared a good relationship, and that's what he was reiterating in that NBC interview.
Go ahead, Caroline. Can you tell us a little bit about the agenda for tomorrow's talks with the Iranians? What will be the focus of the discussions?
Diplomacy moving forward. The president has obviously been quite clear in his demands of the Iranian regime. Zero nuclear capability is something he's been very explicit about, and he wants to see if a deal can be struck. And while these negotiations are taking place, I would remind the Iranian regime that the president has many options at his disposal, aside from diplomacy, as the commander-in-chief of the most powerful military in the history of the world. Take it one Washington Examiner. Go ahead.
Lynchburg County, Virginia is their local law enforcement is defying the blue government's demand that they no longer cooperate with ICE. There's a lot of red counties that are thumbing their nose at the blue government, blue states leadership, telling them not to cooperate with ICE. Will this administration support those counties in any way? Support them either through legal help or?
Absolutely. And if there is a county in this country, whether it's red or blue, that seeks to cooperate with the federal government to remove violent, illegal, criminal aliens from their communities, this administration is here to help. You've heard the calls from the president himself on asking Democrats and Republicans across the country to call on the Trump administration to work with them, not against them, in the matter of public safety and securing our homeland. Thank you all very much. You'll hear directly from the president tonight at 7 o'clock, and I hope everybody has a good weekend. Happy Super Bowl weekend. The president has wisely chosen not to make a prediction in Sunday night's game, but
Happy
as a
Super Bowl
native
weekend.
girl from New Hampshire, go Patriots. Thank you, guys.
Oh, excuse me. So do you speak for the president? Yeah, is IDCC, is that on the, what's it called? Is that in the IGV? Let's see. Yeah, it is. So yeah, there's a couple of names that went up in software. So if they do good on earnings, you'll recover. But if they don't have earnings or anything else, that's it. Sweet Caroline. Oh, long term. No? Okay. I like that song. You know that? I hear it a lot. I've heard it a lot lately. I don't know if it's a psyop, but it's one of the few that I know. Isn't that a country song technically? They reported this morning, yeah. But dude, there's a lot of names that are at all-time lows. So that's what I'm saying. Most of the IGV at this point, it's just the top guys. Oh, you got, who is it? So by size, Microsoft, Palantir, Salesforce, Oracle, Intuit, Adobe, Palo Alto, CrowdStrike, AppLovin, ServiceNow, Synopsys, Cadence, Autodesk. Those are like your top 10. But literally, like the top 4 make up the rest of the bottom 6 or 7. Well, chips aren't bad. That's what I'm saying. It's not all of this today. It's not like AI is doing bad. It's software. AI is doing good. So that's why, like, right now, most people are like, chips are still heavily positioned, and then right now it's like the lowest in like 20 years. That you have like hedge fund positioning on software. They all just got out of it. Oh, now we're bringing sunglasses into this? Why is Warby down 9? Is it fucking software? It's glasses. Do I like Caroline? Yeah, I mean, I don't get offended by her. I don't think she's, I think she does decent at her job, actually. You know, I feel like we haven't watched her as much, but, you know, she doesn't take shit. I don't think I don't know if you remember Corinne, but I feel like Corinne was a little bit more manipulative. But, you know, I think Caroline's more just defensive. But hey, I guess not everybody's Kaylee, right? I know. I would want Corinne as my lawyer, though. Like, if I ever had to, like, defend myself, not even like lawyer, I want Corinne as my PR person. Because she's so good at, like, she held it down, bro. Honestly, I hope my girl has features of Corinne. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hope no matter what I do in my life, I hope my girl act like Corinne. I'm like, well, listen, he's fine. And, like, listen, okay? He's not what he said. He might know that's not what he meant, even though he said it. Okay, he said it, but he didn't say it. He didn't say it, no. You know what I'm saying? Like, Corinne is she's a real one, bro. You know, I may have been bothered by her lying to the American public day in and day out, but, you know, as like, if she was my personal friend and she defended me in the same way she defended Biden, I would appreciate that. I would have a lot of respect for her. I do. I respect the loyalty, even if it's misaligned. Like, dude, you think I could keep that shit up for that long? Nobody, dude. That's a very, I don't think y'all realize, that's like a 1 standard deviation of like every day, bro. Just every day. Corinne, bro. Well, the president doesn't need to talk to you. He did talk to you. He talked to you more than anybody. What the fuck? No, like, bro, can we get like Corinne's greatest hits? Can I see it?
And speaking of people in denial,
videos were circulated of President Biden appearing confused or freezing for a moment that were real, correct?
Not that I recall.
That's what I'm talking about.
We were trying to lift up was something that was very, very clear that what they were showing was not
Very
actually
clear.
what was happening.
Fine.
Yeah, y'all don't remember, bro. Y'all don't remember cheap fake? Dog, she would just make up shit that like I was like, fuck. All right, I guess. Dog, deep fake? No. Cheap fake. She said it's a cheap fake. Bro, they turned fuck Joe Biden in a chant to let's go Brandon. Y'all don't. Inflation was at 9%. And some of y'all wouldn't even say half the shit you're saying now with the inflation. Oh my, don't even get me started. But, you know, I'm not going to live in the past. So, you know, but like, man, I'm telling you, bro, she was a real one, bro. She was a real one. Let's see, do we have more?
The president thinks that there is an extremist threat to our democracy.
This was in 2022.
The president has been clear as he can be on that particular piece when we talk about a democracy, when we talk about our freedoms. The way that he sees the MAGA Republicans are the most energized part of the Republican Party. This is an extreme threat to our democracy, to our freedom, to our rights. They just don't respect the rule of law.
That was White House.
They don't respect the rule of law. You see what I'm saying, bro? Dog, she was telling that in 2022. Being like, yeah, Republicans do not respect the rule of law. Like, that's so gangster. You know what I'm saying? And then, like, what? Who would have thought? We would have never thought Minneapolis would have arrived. And she's like, yeah, how dare you guys disrespect the rule of law?
Since yesterday, and that it's a personal matter, but from a presidential perspective, is there any possibility that the president would end up pardoning his son?
No.
Well,
you see what I'm saying, bro? Dog, she ain't even hesitant. He's not gonna pardon him. I don't know if you know, but Joe Biden pardoned Hunter Biden. He did. They even did preemptive pardons. Do you guys want? I don't want to repeat. I don't want to go through this because I remember a lot of things, you guys, and y'all be like, "Damn, Josh, why would you be like, come on, do you want me?" Again, this is all me trying to honor how fucking awesome Corinne was. But yeah, I don't know if y'all.
I just said no. I just answered.
Said no, motherfucker.
Go ahead.
No possibility that Joe Biden in Butler, Pennsylvania.
Just to clarify, so you're saying that the president and vice president believe that former President Donald Trump should be toning down his rhetoric?
So I'll say this. President Biden has been clear-eyed about the threat that the former president represents to our democracy.
And if reporters did their
allegedly tried to kill Donald Trump again, and you're here at the podium in the White House briefing room calling him a threat. How many more assassination attempts on Donald Trump until the president and the vice president and you pick a different word to describe Trump other than threat?
Interest for him to step aside. Why is it in the country's best interest for him to step aside? Does it have to do with his health, or
it does not have to do? They have nothing to do with his health.
Looking at the reaction to Korean.
Nothing to do with his health. Let's not relive. I'm like being dead ass serious. Like I'm saying, like you guys need to find you a girl like Corinne. Okay? You would be blessed if you found a girl like Corinne in your life. You know that? No matter, that's what I feel like that's every man's dream. No matter what you did, no matter what you said. And she's just like, yeah, no. Like, bro, imagine you tried to clap somebody and she's like, yeah, that guy's the other guy's the threat, for real. Nah, what do you mean? So y'all don't get it, man. She's awesome. I really think I respect her enough. Like, again, I don't agree with her, but, you know, I think it's quite honorable in a dishonorable way, but yeah. Yeah, they don't feel me, man. They don't feel me. I mean, yeah, I feel you. Trump he doesn't have the best pardoning record. Fucking pardoning Trevor Milton, for crying out loud. But then at least Trump's like, I'll never do that. Trump just does it and doesn't say anything. He says, I don't know. Well, maybe. Why not? They're good. I'd rather them support me than not. Corinne would just be like, she would just lie about it. Say, that's never going to happen. And then it would happen. Are you kidding me, bro? I'd love it, man. That's what I think nobody wants to admit it, but you all wish you had Corinne to defend you. No matter what you did in life. Imagine, bro, you could eat whatever you want. And she's like, he eats healthy. No. Fucking McDonald's every day is really healthy. Okay? It's fine. What's 10 Big Macs gonna do? Okay? You should really focus on the threat to democracy. Like, I mean, wow. She has a point. Bitcoin again? Is he doing it? I think he wants to do the tokenized stocks. But yeah. Are you guys sure you guys want a token of anything? Are you... Well, on that note, Bitcoin, new low. Are you sure you want to do this, you guys? I don't know. I was sounded fucking stellar at 120, but like... dog, you are fucking 3 more days away from everybody fucking putting their Bitcoin in all the crypto. I don't know. If Bitcoin really goes down, you guys are going to vomit at the word token. Okay? And otherwise, I still have a good relationship with Chuck E. Cheese. So I'm not mad at tokens. And I did this a little different, but, you know, just, it is what it is, bro. And that's better? Yes, it is better. So I don't know if you understood my my criticism of Joe Biden's administration, especially what I had to experience personally. But I appreciate just being straight up instead of concealing things and then punishing people for talking about it. Does that make sense? So I may not agree with Donald Trump, but you don't get punished for it. And I may disagree with a lot of Donald Trump stuff, but at least it's more transparent, even if it is disagreeable, than having everything concealed while they were making probably way more massive moves than you've probably encountered. Even then, Trump did some pretty crazy stuff too, at least with the BBB. And that's why I'm saying at least I got to go over it. I got to talk about it. Everything I've disagreed with, again, we could have a discussion. I was getting murked for telling people anything, bro. So yeah, I'm not I don't want to play the lesser of two evils, but there's something much more just, I don't even know the adjective, except for better than dealing with hiding and punishing rather than transparent and disagreeable. So, but that's my personal take. Some people, some people don't want to know what's going on. Some people like it to, if you didn't have to hear it from others. But yeah, I think the first was ominous and insidious, especially when you see, we find out a couple years later what everything was. So it's not that Donald Trump is the savior, but the Biden admin could have been the devil. I'm laughing because I know some of you do not want to hear this, but like I'm saying, if you really are like clear-eyed about the situation, I do not. That's what I've been trying to say this, man. I don't think Donald Trump is a savior. I do not. But like I'm saying, there was something just so dark about 2020 to 2024. And, I kept a smile. I still did everything every day. I rolled with the punches, but it would be, I feel like, a lie to say that it didn't negatively affect a lot of people till this day. And I, unfortunately, whether I like Trump or not, I can't put that blame on him, because there was some dark shit, dude. Especially if you actually imagine, I watched and read everything every day, from Bloomberg terminals to my own data to a lot of things, bro. It's like it was just, and again, at some point I was getting punished for it repeatedly. So, you know, there's maybe that affected my bias, but at the same time, I'm not even, I just think it was bad, dude. So I'm glad it's over, but just because that's what I'm saying. Was this better? Is that guy? Is Donald Trump infallible? No, I think, again, I disagreed with him within 60 days, 90 days, but I'm so glad I could disagree publicly, and I'm glad that we could even have this conversation now without like a weird just cloud hanging over our heads, where, again, that's why some people don't like the all the people who get so like just turning everything back into crazy politics. I want to go back to like 2015 politics, maybe before, where I'd rather just talk about it, and I'd rather have real agreements with like real objective discussions, because like I'm saying, like objectively, Trump pardoned a fuck ton of people, and a lot of them are shit. Again, the AI bill, dog shit. That's all in the big beautiful bill. Like I'm saying though, bro, if we said any of the shit I said about Biden, people would get hella weird with you, and then to the point where they were empowered to report you, get you banned. The social media companies played along. It was just really weird. So, yeah, that's how I feel about it. But I'm thankful for the opportunity to tell you to say fuck Donald Trump and fuck Joe Biden. We could say all of it, bro. Like, that's what I don't know. I just don't take that for granted. That's why I'm gonna enjoy it while it's here. So that was crazy, bro. They did a lot of things, bro. And I mean, hey, it was an interesting time, but we used that moment though too. People disagreed with things and people would attack. Again, I think I got punished for things, but like I said, I don't give a fuck. I took it to the bank. You should have too. I mean, we had opportunities. We ran up. I made money during Biden. I made real estate. I did crypto. I got some awesome long-term stocks for everybody in the family, bro. All of you guys. And that's why I'm like, it was annoying. But like I said, it's just not shit. It's over now. But that's why too, it did change my outlook on things and attitude. But one thing's for certain, I'm just so glad that I could talk about it. I'm so glad. You have no idea, bro. I don't care. That's how I've always been, bro. And I don't care if it's in front of one person, 10 people, 100, 10,000. None of that shit matters. I want to be able to speak whatever I truly believe without any coercion, without anything being held over my head. That's all I ever wanted. That's all I ever do. That's what I'm saying. Like, even Trump, I'm glad I could tell you guys everything. Even if like I said, even with the intel, bro, I told all of y'all, listen, I don't know how I feel about nationalizing companies and shit, but I said, we're going to take advantage of it. Again, same exact situation under Biden with shit, but then if I didn't agree under Biden, you got fucked up more. I still had people treating me weird over it. Dude, you could see it. That's why motherfuckers will still linger around and act a certain way. So that's why I said I wish we could just go back to like maybe 2012, maybe some Obama politics, because people still at least didn't nobody ever got that empowered to like fuck you up and silence you and go out of bounds and act a certain way just because you had a opposing point of view, especially if it's again academic, focused on objectivity. And like I'm saying, I mean, I don't think everything I say is academic. I try to be objective, but then it's like we should be able to have conversations with each other that go back to it. Like I'm saying, like, look at the bill at hand. Let's talk about it. Hey, you want to talk about Pfizer, motherfucker? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I'm saying. We could go through data. We could go and talk about that, and that's sad that we abandoned that. That's coming from Jesus, boy. You know that? Because science is magic. Science is alchemy, and it's one of the best things of the Western world that we have, and we even fucking abandoned that at some point, and that's a trip, dude. Again, Bitcoin, you know what's crazy? Look at even Bitcoin now, bro. You don't even have a FTX blow up. Don't even get me started. So yeah, I don't know. It's good to be back for now, but I don't, like I'm saying, it doesn't mean Trump can't do wrong. And I think he's already done stuff I strongly disagree with, but I don't even know if I should say but. I'm just glad I have the ability to say it. And I don't believe me. I have the ability to think it without coercion or punishment, and it's a good feeling, and it's freedom, and I'm very glad for it. Oh man, another one, bro? What is this? U.S. to scrap reciprocal tariff. Bro, you're dumping. It's all crypto. But there's a lot that's feeding into it. Ay. Yeah, Microsoft, they're all going down. Going down. Long term. Yeah, bro, this is dirty. So again, I'd get ready for Amazon. It is, I have 45 minutes left. Bro, what are you saying? Dog, I got shadow banned. I'm still fucked to this day off of it. And I literally don't give a shit because I'm just glad I could speak, and to those who listen, I'm grateful. That's it, bro. It was weird. That was the weirdest part. We had the Twitter files. You have a lot of evidence of it. Bro, I got Google to get rid of every single strike on my channel after we called them out. You guys forget that last year? I got demonetized, taken off this channel twice for laughing at the FDA video. Like, do you imagine that, bro? That is if that's not corporate interest, I don't know what it is, bro. So yeah, bro, this is and then all of this stuff, and then all you got, if you agreed, you got rewarded. If you said the truth, even if it wasn't like, bro, a lot of you know throughout my career on YouTube, I've been extremely neutral up until the last election, because I said I'm not doing another 4 years of that shit, dude. I said, get me the fuck out of here, bro. I said, I am not going to do that, but because it's like, dude, it created imagine all the people too that if they were just agreeable and they spoke the narrative of the government, and they didn't like actually focus on an objective standard of it, they got rewarded. Everybody else got literally punished. And that was it's a sad thing, dude. So yeah, I mean, there's a reason we are the damn most shadow banned channel, baby, at least in the stock market. But yeah, dude, I had to delete videos. That's what I would do eventually, because and they would side with them during Biden. If I said stuff that went against the algo, the bots of all the Simons and the people who disagree, and they didn't give a fuck if I was getting people meta at 90. They didn't give a fuck if we were telling COVID before it happened. None of that shit. They would literally report my video, and then Google would side with them, and I would instantly get punished. It got to the point I had to delete my videos. I would stream for 7 hours, and right when I turned the video off, I deleted it so nobody could report me and get me banned unwillingly. It was the stupidest shit. All of it. Just for telling you who I wanted, what I care about. Just telling you what, hey man, looking at what we have, this is what I believe. And whether you, and again, ignore the fact, let's assume I'm even not saying anything that is true. Let's assume it is. That's not America. That's not something I should be fucking, like, you know what I'm saying? Meanwhile, motherfuckers could just tell you fucking go put 18 shits in your body, go do this, go do that, and then nobody was getting punished. If it was, even if it was fucking against the last 50 years of academics and science. So yeah, bro, I don't know. That's why I like the ability we could have this conversation without threat of punishment. coercion. That right there is one of the most valuable things. That's why we could talk about ideas. We could talk about thinking. We could talk about AI. What's going on in the market? What's next? We could talk about how sketchy all of these people are. Like that, I would like to have that. The Shilling Voyager? Oh, man. I forgot about some of that. Yeah, it's easy to memory hole a lot of this shit. And you got 40 minutes left. Everything, bro. And then I get banned, and then everybody for the next 2 years. And then they fucking take me off, and then they start telling you to just do the dumbest shit in finance, and everybody did it. Literally. I was telling you video, I said real estate is not going to crash. The rates are at 0, you guys. Buy a fucking house. Oh, man. So I'm just, it's good to be home, baby. But yeah, I don't care about the landlord. I just want to be, to give me my freedom. I know, maybe if that didn't happen, dude, I think God is good, bro. Everything happens for a reason. I think, you know what I think it is? I think it's all good evidence. I hope everybody witnesses it, myself included. I think it gave me a chance to really grow as well too. And then at the same time, you know, I hope you see it. I hope you see the journey. I hope you why it's a long mission, and I hope you see it, ups and downs, the good, the bad. You get to see how, because like I'm saying, above all else, man, long term the same. I'm still yelling Jesus, and we gonna keep yelling Jesus and do all of it. And that's why it's like I hope it was a good example for you. You know, I didn't know how to handle everything in the moment and at certain times, but you know, that's why I say look back at the long-term strategy, look at how it performed during these crazy moments. That's evidence. So, and that's all glory to God, baby. All right, bro, you're doing it. It's all now. Broadcom's coming down. Ay. Amazon stopped moving, but yeah, your Oracles, Palance, IGV, that took another fucking % down. And silver too. That one's holding a little better, but even gold's coming down. It's all, I think Bitcoin triggered the second half, not to mention the other Claude shit. Software is still just fucking teetering. Yeah, low ticker's almost maxed out. NASDAQ is not down as much, though. That's the weirdest part. Remember, we were close to 2% earlier. All of them, Crowd's part of it. Crowd, AppLovin, ServiceNow, even Synopsys. Like, that's the crazy. Some more than others, but, like, even there's software names that are, like, more cybersecurity and shit. And they're still getting clapped. I think anybody is. Bitcoin's having a tough time. That's it. I just think you have to have a plan, though. Like, if you're trading it, it's one thing, but the people who really want to buy Bitcoin, you just, like I'm saying, don't get emotional on either end. USAR dying? What's up with that? Well, that's what I'm saying. Crypto, you got to have a plan, dude. Like, you got to really, like, that's just the thing. I think a lot of people... there's a lot of people. I'll just tell you right now, man, if you're going for the like, oh, I'm gonna double up my money or I want a quick flip, just be careful with it. But like, if you're gonna actually like build a plan around it, you start small, you build around it, you're gonna have many times to go. But it's just like, yeah, it's not I think there's just a lot of emotions when it dies like that. but it's not even like, I mean, we've seen worse, but it's not too often that Bitcoin goes down 4 months in a row. The Claude Code thing has to do with like finance stuff too. But again, that's the craziest part, is we reacted in real time to that. That's the weirdest part. That's how sensitive everybody is now to, like I'm saying, I've told you guys last couple of days, all day today, every couple of weeks, these little AI developments people are like, they're on edge, dude. You haven't really, it's just like after DeepSeek, when you would hear like DeepSeek, training model, whatever it may be, and then it would just start to fucking get nuts. Yeah, there was like a delay. It would react like the next day, then it started hitting like an edible, and now it just fucking hits. Like they're snorting AI information and the market's reacting instantly. That's a new development. But like we said, this is not because AI is bad. This is because AI is good. And that, I think, is a plot twist not too many people expected to materialize how it is. A solid Bitcoin plan would be keep it separate from your long term, set a specific amount, and buy it spread out over time. And don't sell it for 10 years. And before you do that, are you comfortable with holding it for 10 years minimum? And then if you're not, then ignore everything I'm saying. Don't listen to me. Don't ask me for advice. You see what I'm saying? Because that's the problem. Is like, I can't tell you in the middle of a fucking bloodbath. I don't have these like short-term Polly Pocket ass plans with it. It's like, if you want it for the long term, you need to be, are you willing to marry it? Like, you know what I'm saying? And I'll tell you now, fellas, like if you meet a girl and she knows about crypto, and if she have like a phantom wallet, you should run. That's who taught her that? That's sketch. But like I'm saying, like if you're gonna marry the Bitcoin, you gotta really, like, that's a commitment. And that's the problem that I think a lot of people are making. They're getting hypnotized by the ooh, it's down, ooh, if it goes up, if it does this. But it's just like, you gotta really, just, if you're gonna keep doing it for a long time, and like, that's, if you have a longer term plan, you're gonna be able to get good prices. You're not going to let it outweigh quality, and let an alternative do what an alternative does. To calm your nerves, you work in sales for the biggest listed financial data provider. AI is not a threat. We get increased demand. They could build it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's some people who are going to do good, but for now, people are tweaking. But that's what we just saw. There's like 2 names today that, after reporting earnings and guiding up, the stock ripped. But so it's like, this isn't, people are just afraid now. I mean, that's just the only way to put it after the last couple days. But if it could do good, then it'll be fine. You could track the wallets, yeah. I think it's, was it a little like ETH scan, but there's a bunch of wallets on there. You can find the top holders. Maybe Buffett and Munger were right. I mean, maybe, but I also think I'm just glad that we talked about a lot of, again, I mean, think about 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, how many talks did we have about the tide going out? And don't just avoid stupidity. That's all you have to fucking do, you guys. I'm telling you, that's the problem. Like, if right now, if you try to catch a fucking Bitcoin dip and you're exposing yourself with like leverage and shit like that, it's gonna be a wild ride. So that's it. You just gotta, that's why I'm saying my long-term plans are thinking in a way where if the tide goes out, I'm not gonna get fucking clapped. That's just, it's a nice way to sail, bro. I see Bitcoin as a long-term asset at a different price, but like also separate from your long-term. Like, I treat it like metals, yeah. I treat it small amount, separate. But again, I mean, my prices have been different, and I sold out in 2022, 2021. I flipped it after buying it at 10,000. I mean, it's almost back to the price I sold it. But even after the election, I kind of just said, you guys are on your own. Because I just said, do it every, I'm not, especially after that election, we went up 20,000 in like 2 days, 3 days. I said, I'm not, after doing all that. So it's just, there was other stuff. But, you know, if it ever comes down to a chiller price or there's something else, I mean, I'm down, but I wouldn't make it your top holding. I've never, if you buy a little bit and it turns into your top holding, yes. But that was something I was saying around the election, that like, even when I sold it, I'm like, it's going to take a lot more to get the same gains that like people like I have gotten in Bitcoin. I mean, again, my biggest sets of purchases were at like $300. So it's just a different ball game. Like, it's easier to 10x, 1,000x, or whatever it may be, versus, you know, like, people are risking $60,000 a coin. If it goes back up to highs, you make 100%. Like, I mean, shit, go polymarket that, or go fucking gamble at something. Like, that's not as appealing as, like, you know, there's value names that you can make 100% on, for crying out loud. I sneezed a lot today. All right, man, still going down. We got 30 minutes left. It sucks. There's one half the Claude software shit still going, and then the other half is just Bitcoin getting murked right now. I mean, again, there is a residual effect of the Bitcoin. Other companies own it, and like, yeah, it's just not good for sentiment. Why are 4 channels that you're not subscribed to show up in the search before yours? Because my sins against the Biden administration. It's okay. The Lord forgives me, though, so praise God. I don't know if Google still... People don't like God on the internet still, too. That's kind of a deal breaker. But hey, save 10%. I will tell you what I think when I think it, and, you know, it's fairly accurate. I don't know. You could ask the people who still deal with me. But I think we've fucking killed it. Even up to this point, man. We had a good start to the year still. Hey, everything, dude. Gold, even Bitcoin has gotten wrecked, but like, there is a lot of the software stocks that are just, they're literally at all-time lows. It's kind of crazy. That's why, like, some of this is already nuts. Am I saying Bitcoin is too volatile for a potential return? No. I mean, you might get that's not the way I would put it. I think for a lot of people looking to make like a good alternative investment with like high upside and low downside, just Bitcoin's it's not at that price anymore. Like, a lot of people, like, again, I mean, let me put it this way, dude. Even when I bought Bitcoin in 2020 in front of everybody, a lot of people in here bought it if they were watching. That was after the pandemic. A lot of people didn't want it. That's the crazy part. I even remember, I knew people to this day that they, at 10,000, they called me an idiot in 2020. And then by 2023, they were going all fucking in. In 2024, they made it their whole personality. But it's just different because, like, again, 10 to 40, 10 to 60, you're making 4 to 6 times your money. That was a good risk to reward for an alternative where you didn't have to go crazy. But like right now, like, again, where do you think it's going to go to? And as long as you're willing to hold and you see that, but it's going to take a lot more than it did. But that's why I just think there's other risks to rewards that are a little better. But I like Bitcoin. I love it. I still have some. It's just I have it at a much different price than most people nowadays, especially considering most of the volume came in last year at one of the highest. The average Bitcoin holder is in at like 70 something thousand, I believe. So yeah, I'm very far off from that. Well, I have a video. Subscribe to the Trading Fraternity. I have an economic video that I'm posting, and I do actually have Bitcoin that's going to be involved in it. More good than bad for Bitcoin, but I do think you need to understand it. And like I'm saying, if you're not patient, because again, I'm talking macroeconomics. If you're not patient and your leverage doesn't allow you to be patient, then it may not have the same value to you. But then again, if you are looking for something broader, there's some good things, but again, how you handle that is going to be dependent on your appetite. I know, IGV just took another fucking %. Multiple days of this. Yesterday wasn't even the worst day. Oh, you got a little bit more. 77 will be the April low. And then now you're even getting back to like 2020, 2021. This was the other last time it really got clapped, and then this was just Liberation Day. Half of the low ticker is Bitcoin, dude. That's the thing that's just dumping right now. I mean, again, even you guys keep talking about it. Like, I think Bitcoin is just fucking... That's not... I think a lot of people are shocked. I'm kind of getting shocked. I'm just shocked nobody, like... Last time you saw 4 months like this was literally FTX. FTX, I believe, was 5 months decline in a row. You're at 4 months decline. So, yeah. This isn't... That's why it's like nobody's blown up. Nobody's... like, nothing's happened. This is all just various reactions. Unless it's like a residual... everyone's scared of Bitcoin hacking, but I don't think so. The average Bitcoin, I have a chart of it somewhere. We talked about this end of last, I can find it. Let me see. The average Bitcoin holder is in at like 68,000 or something. Oh, I fucking found it. I found it fast. Oh, no. No! Oh, you don't want to know. Holy fuck. Dude, it's 90,000. Bro, so as of November 2025, as of 3 months ago when this started, and this is what I'm trying to tell you. I remember I showed you guys the video. I was like, yo, bro. I said, this is kind of fucked. You have more, all of the volume was bought here. The lowest average was April. It was at 77,000. But the average as of November, I got to get an updated chart, was $90,000 was the average based on the ETF inflows and then the volume. That's the crazy part. You had more trade last year than any other time. You had more people piling in at a much higher price than ever, and then in mass. That's why the average rocketed up. So yeah, that's crazy. I mean, that was last year I put out the first tinfoil when that, again, both times it happened. Both times the files came out and people started being like, Epstein? Satoshi? Why the fuck this motherfucker saying he know him? That's when it got like crazy. So yeah, but I think he killed Satoshi. That's my tin now. I genuinely think he killed him. And that was that, because again, it started ripping like 6 months after that email. But hey, don't get me started. But I don't know. I think it's something, it's just a mix of like sentiment right now too. I wouldn't get it twisted. And it's not like the economy was, you only had one good sign as of recently. Can it cause a crisis? I mean, I think the ETF inflows, it just depends how it's allocated. But I mean, you saw Bitcoin already do this before. So it's not like, I think Bitcoin plus software plus like one more thing, then we have a bit more of a problem. Because like I was telling you guys earlier today with software is not software is contained. It's bad, but it's not like a systemic risk. It's not like 15% of certain holdings. Now it's the 4th largest industry instead of number 1. Like, you already took a big loss in software. So it's not like it's gonna fuck everything up. And same thing even with Bitcoin. But now, like, you mix Bitcoin plus software plus like one more industry gets popped. Now we go from, 15% of a market to like 30, maybe even 40%. But then again, maybe you'll want your rate cuts. So I don't know, man. But that's the irony of all of it. But we'll see. Like I'm saying though, like, you're gonna panic more depending on your my uncle told me this. You lever too much if the move make you nauseous. Difference between a rock and diamond is flawless. You don't save money. I find that appalling. So yeah, and then keep a war chest. Amen. But yeah, other than that, that's kind of it. Is there really a Bitcoin halving? No. I haven't kept up with my Bitcoin halving cycle. But how is that going to play out with electricity? Well, that's what we did in August. That's what we did in 2020. That was right before April 20. Wait, what? No, Bitcoin next halving is expected around 2028. I got to verify this. I was gonna say. Why is Cigna popping? They got 20 minutes remaining. No, I think because there was an email from Epstein in 2014, and he's said something about killing somebody, and then like that's 6 months after that. That's when Bitcoin started going crazy, like at a higher price, like triple digits. That's when I got into it. So I got into it like late 2014 and then 2015. And then that's where it's, so I don't know if you knew you could clap 20% of the supply or whatever. I mean, shit, or 5%. I haven't kept up with Satoshi. Yeah, last halving was April 2024. So then April 2028. And then May was 2020. We bought in August 2020. You were 8 when you started investing? That's awesome. So get a fucking long term. I'm telling you. Put a little, you could get the crypto ain't, you could do a little bit of crypto, dog, but you should start building your stock portfolio. And get good names that have been around before you were alive. You'll have a good time. Especially if they're here, because they'll probably be here after you're alive. Get good quality. Well, the email said, he didn't say kill Satoshi. It said, he just emailed someone and says, I give you permission to kill him. So people have speculated, but, being a crypto guy, I was like, yeah, he killed Satoshi. Just tinfoil, so don't get too crazy with it, man. Don't get too crazy with it. Shift 4, I like Fiserv more, but a lot of those are on the chopping block. Again, financial services are even part of this shit, man. If you really think about it. Bitcoin and ETH look like buys. We know, guys. We know. So I like these good conversations. You guys are asking great questions. Please don't pump on your head tops, okay? Save that for your discords. But the sad reality. Can I get that chart up again? The sad reality, motherfuckers have said it's a good time to buy Bitcoin at every single one of these highs and lows. That's how we got to this average $90,000 price. Is that fair to say? That's what I'm saying. So we could talk, and let's, like I'm saying, long-term plan. If you're gonna space it out, you're gonna probably make more than one buy, but like, I would only consider it if you're really thinking of holding for 10 years. And you're not a liar. You can't lie about that. And it's not like I'm gonna do anything. You won't go to hell, but that position will punish you if you're lying. That's the crazy part. $79 IGV. I don't think Saylor, unless Saylor is an absolute scam, I don't think he's gonna crack. I'd be more worried about Binance and everybody else in between. But that's the crazy part, bro. Last time you had months like this, you had a fuck up. You haven't had a crack, bro. That's what I'm saying. Even with the software, you haven't had a credit event. So unfortunately, in the words of Kobe Bryant, rest in peace, more. So none of this is like, you might even bottom on a credit event or somebody getting clapped. But yeah, I think the only way Michael Saylor goes bust if he's really broke, but I don't know the possibility of that. I like individual stocks. I mean, we try to buy index funds on Liberation Day, and then it wouldn't fill me on a fraction. But yeah, that's what we do with the long term, bro. That's what we do with the long term. Just buy good individual names. You could do ETFs if you want, but if you're willing, if you already know this much about crypto and shit, bro, you'll figure out the individual stock game pretty easily. And then that way, the hard part is just quality and patience. I'm telling you. It's really easy. Like, we create some nice things, but it takes us once a month. So once we get the jobs data, but yeah, if jobs die, housing's going to go with it. But if jobs kind of stay, like, if you've noticed, the jobs market and housing market are very similar. Low fire, low hire, just like the housing market. Prices are lower, but they're not dumping, and then they're still like elevated. It's just like, so I've always believed in the link between real estate and jobs. All right, man, you're coming into the low. NASDAQ is about to do, we might do this like 2% in a row. Trump calls for a new arms treaty. Could it be the diamond? It could be. The thing about Novo is the yield is like variable. But yeah, if it does hit low enough, I mean, you even saw how it got out. It shouldn't be going down right now besides their shitty earnings mixed in with sentiment. Because other fucking Ozempic isn't, peptides are not at risk of AI or software. But yeah, it has to go lower. That's what I'm saying. I mean, just be a little patient, and I'm sure let the draft class show us what's up. Long-term Roth. I would do a Roth. Roths are not bad. Again, Roths are going to be more committed to the whole 40-year hold, but yeah, they're great for tax incentives. I'm a big fan, actually. All right, man, enjoy. I want to see your long-term hunter. Okay, be a good hunter. Okay, don't spend your money on crack and hookers. Okay? Even if you're the president's son. Save 10% and own high-quality stocks. Okay, Hunter? Let's give hope to us, Hunter. You guys remember they found... Never mind. I'm sorry. We're already past that conversation. Well, I'm telling you, if you want a software name and your portfolio allows it, I would go through that IGV list. Go see what IGV is holding. I wouldn't go for the ones that, like, some of the ones that are, like, at all-time lows, they're just low quality. They're not the same, like, it's not an Oracle. It's not like, even Palantir is huge in the portfolio. But, like, there's some names in there that are, like, kind of shitty. But, yeah, I would take a look. And then at the same time, if you have a lot of growth already, I would kind of look for value. Oh, you're dumping again. This one's getting broader. That's 10-minute rigged, but it is picking up. Remember, you have earnings after the bell. IRA, dude, we already got fucking clapped on it. I did a pre-earnings and got wrecked. I mean, I kept them smaller, but I even did an average and it got wrecked. So what you got to wait for is earnings. That's all that matters. So if they have a high quality, like, data center earnings, I think it's going to rip. If not, if the earnings is, like, in line, all that money is gone. And good luck. This is getting real spicy. It's picking up there. They're dumping into close. Tim Cook slams immigration policy, vows to lobby lawmakers and personally back DACA. That has to be a fake Reuters, bro. That has to be a fake Reuters. What the fuck, Apple? No, where's that coming from? Yo, that has to... Please tell me that's Reuters, bro. Because there's no way. It sounds like it. Why is that... You telling me that he's dodging all of these AI bullets and he's like, I want to do immigration. He is not Billie Eilish. Oh, man. There's no way that's... I see it, bro. Let me double check. I need to find the source. I don't have a source on it. Mac Rumors article. Yeah, it's only... Oh. Yeah, but they're talking about iPhone. Wait, if it's Reuters, it's going to be fake, but I think that's bearish for him. Trump is going to rip him a new a-hole if that happens. That's fine. I'm now tariffing Apple. But you can't tariff a U.S. I'm now tariffing Apple. I like pears. I like pears instead. Who even likes apples? Come on. Come on. This is stupid. Source, Bloomberg. No. Bloomberg got it from Reuters. Remember that happened last time? That's reeks of Reuters. Unless it's true. And then if it's true, I mean, he's probably doubling down on dumb good moves. Because everyone thought Tim Cook was dumb for not investing into the AI, but now it's like, okay, that's genius. But now, there's no way. That seems very stupid. It's fake because DACA is supported. Easy speech. Trump to launch Trump RX. I'd rather have a peach. A peach is a lot better. Can you believe it? Well, yeah, I'd wrap it up. Honestly, if they have good earnings, you're safe. That's all it is, bro. It's kind of like Passover, but for earnings. If you got forward guidance above your door sill, the tech Grim Reaper passes over you. But if you come in line or below, that's it. They're taking your first year's gains. So it's pretty historically accurate, though. I don't know. Not everybody will get that. Dude, everything. I'm shocked, dude. That's why I took the double dip, because I'm like, oh, yeah, down 15%? Fuck yeah. Well, it dropped 13% again. I say, okay, fuck me. It went from fuck yeah to fuck me. And that's not even as bad as Bitcoin, you guys. So just make sure you're in the game. I'm not playing Amazon, no. I do kind of want to grab a put, though. But then again, if it didn't, I would have grabbed a put if it didn't drop 5%. Why? Because they have cloud. But they might release something on a chip. So that's their good thing. And then ISM, they have good macro factors in their favor for consumer. But other than that, I'm not going to pay 60 cents for a 10-cent put. You're going to pay $5 for an 80-cent put 2 days ago. So unfortunately, I think you're priced to get fucked up. The remarks expand on a memo that Cook released last week when he said he was heartbroken by events in I think they're wording it to sound worse. They're fucking trying to start drama. They're saying he's gonna take on Jim McGray. No, he's not. The fuck are you saying? It sounds like a Congress speech. That Epstein was Satoshi? I know, but... Well, that's why, man. It's make sure you guys check in with me, you know, from time to time. Because I know they still hide my shit, but, like... You guys realize I talked about that a long time ago. That's the scary part. I don't know if you guys want to have this discussion. I can't even spell Satoshi. You only got 3 minutes left. So yeah. I posted one of those emails November 14th, 2025. And people flipped out on me. But like I was saying, I was like, it's funny. I thought it was the funniest shit ever. That was the first round of emails. That's when we were like, oh shit. I thought it was the funniest thing ever. Because it just came out of left field. So yeah, that was on November 15th. And again, we talked about it on stream the next day. I thought that was my tinfoil for the day. I thought it was hilarious. What's a weekly chart? Let's get a daily. Yeah, so look, that was the other time it was into the low. And then after that email, the next 3 days, you went from like 90 to 78,000. And now the next batch comes out at 78,000. So yeah, you might, I don't know. Good luck. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's not really new. If anything, all the emails that just came out, it's just doing it again where people are like, it's now more mass disseminated where everyone's like, oh shit. Even to the point where I'm like, he killed him. You guys are like, wait, he's Satoshi. Yeah, that was what people said in November, bro. Now I think he killed him. Oh man. So Chad, Rapper-Rooney. He's a she-bear. But yeah, that's it. I'd finalize your earnings place if you're going to play them or not. If you're going to try to buy the dip on anything or if you're going to try to short the dip on everything. Watch out for the Anthropic or what is it? Sonnet. All of you paying attention. Just see what the market does when the Sonnet model comes out. Sonnet 5.0. And that might either be the bottom or it's going to give you a fat dump if we're willing to react to Claude 3.9, whatever, 4.1 finance, whatever the fuck it is. But you only have 1 minute! Go, 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 go. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's time to wrap it up. Bring it home. Finalize your earnings, plays, futures, options, Bitcoin. You better finalize it all. Tomorrow's Friday, a wild week of February, which is usually volatile, baby. So you knew that. I told you it. You knew it, baby. So let's see where it leads us. We'll see where we get an earnings death blow or earnings passover. We're going to find out. We got less than 10 seconds. Bring it home, Chattadonia. I will be here for the earnings for a little bit. I don't have any farm phone calls, but 5, 4, 3, 2. Drop your GG already. Ding 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 ding. I need a GG. Oh, what the fuck? Damn, is it doing it again? I hate it when it does this. Come on, bro. Fuck me. Please hold on. We connect your call. There you go. Did I hit the horn already? You get another horn. You get another horn. Let me get a GG. We did it. We made it in the beat. Let's go, baby. God bless you all, man. I had a fun day. I hope you did too. I hope you were prepared. I hope you know everything going on with the world. Thank you to all of you, bro. Members, non-members, stream alerts. It doesn't matter, bro. Do you support the freedom? Do you actually engage in a good conversation? I fucking love you. You know that? I love y'all. If you got for real, bro, disagreement or not, I mean like a mutual respect of objectivity. All of y'all in the game, bro. And all y'all with law terms, bro. You know? God bless you and Godspeed. I need a GG. Go for layers, I thoughts. I'm gonna say what I want. I get paid for my thoughts. Someone pay me to stop. Cause then everyone got like opinions and thoughts, but they don't mean a lot. And my money on stats, I can show you the top. Every bottom my bot, both the key and the lock. Don't believe me, just watch. Use my freedom a lot. Did it come across the wire? I didn't see any flashing red. See me a lot. Monday through Friday, you need me, let's talk. Alright, man, but God bless y'all. God bless y'all. Let me get them for you. It's dropping, but... Oh, yeah, it is out. It is out, my friends. So EPS 195, estimate was 197, net was 21.9. I don't know what they were expecting on net. Where is it? Product sales, service sales. Where's the revenue? Fourth quarter 213 billion. Operating 11 230. They did higher. They hit the top end. Let me see AWS. I'm gonna read it. But yeah, it looks like they beat, but I don't know what's going on with cloud or anything of that nature. Yeah, but it's out. Oh, AWS. Oh, come on. It's cut off. 24% year over year. How much, Habibi? Income of 12.5 billion and 10.6 billion in the fourth quarter. Full year. Where's guidance? Announced new AWS agreements with Perplexity. 1.4. I'm just going straight to the guidance. Are they not going to have it? They expect net sales between 173 and 178. Operating income expected to be 16.5 to 16.2. That's actually really good. 175. Yeah, the guidance is actually in the midpoint. So honestly, I don't think they did it. So EPS beat, nets, it was, everything was kind of in like, nah, it just wasn't good. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't same thing, bro. Doesn't even remember, bro. Azure had 39% growth and then they murdered it. So yeah, that's kind of the problem. Oh, IRA came out. IRA dead? That's the final one. Do you have a guidance, motherfucker? Oh, it went try not to die. But yeah, the guidance even then was in the, like, right there in the midpoint. No additional business acquisitions, restructurings, conference call at 2. Again, it wasn't bad, but it was, it just wasn't sexy, dude. Unfortunately. I don't even have the IRA estimates. They did 187 net loss of 155. Bitcoin was 167. Why aren't you motherfuckers mining data centers? New data center in Oklahoma. On track to deliver 3.4 billion ARR by end of 2026. 3.6 GPU financing secured for Microsoft contract. Interest rate below 6. New data center in Oklahoma. They expect full year revenue decrease to 187. Oh, that's the results. Unrealized losses to prepaid forwards, mining hardware impairments, stock-based comp. Do you have guidance, motherfucker? Google's going up on it though, because now everyone says fucking Azure wasn't that bad. damn. Well, maybe I should have took... No, dude, those expensive-ass puts just went in the money. That's what I'm saying, bro. I think they're still going to fucking hoe people. But yeah, like I said, the downside, you had more of it, but I just didn't want to buy those premiums. But yeah, they're getting knocked, dude. That's 2 standard deviations. They were pricing 7 after moving at 10, though. That's kind of the problem. Again, I don't even think people know how to interpret IREN. They need to just pump the data center stuff. They had a good guide for the end of the year, but I mean, it just sounds like it's fluff. A roll blow. Yeah, the 200 puts were very expensive. That's what I'm saying. It just went in the money, but you paid $2 for them for tomorrow. That's not even with a week of time. Oh, homegrown terrorism. Reddit, too. Roblox is out. I don't want to read through it. Reddit. Can I get some easy numbers, Reddit? Gross margin, 91.9. Adjusted EBITDA was 320. I think Reddit did it again, dude. Reddit's like, thanks to the rise in Antifa, we were able to monetize our portfolio a lot more effective than last quarter. Just when we thought the Donald Trump hate would have died down, we found a way to turn them into terrorists. So where's the revenue? 726. Estimate was 665. EPS 124 versus 94. Adjusted EBITDA 320. Dude, they beat by 100 million. This is like 5 quarters in a row. Yeah, bro, they killed it. Habibi, very good on Reddit. I don't know. Margin 91.9. Estimate was 91.6. Roblo. Access denied. Yeah, the Roblox one is weird. It does not show up. You have to like go in on the website. Remember though, last quarter they blew it out and they still didn't get rewarded the same way. Long-term by the Trading Fraternity and Stock Market Live. Are you tired of everybody telling you to buy Bitcoin, only for it to go down 10% every day? Are you sick of having all your tech stocks sell off right after you go green? Ask your doctor today if saving 10% is right for you. Side effects may include no volatility, being up every single year, having confidence for your next purchase. Product may not interact well with Reddit users. If you interact with Reddit, please consult a doctor or a priest. You may need to get exercise. Ask your doctor today. Side effects include diarrhea, vomit, upset stomach, not knowing what's going on, believing the media. Long term. Save today. Buy once a month. With once a month long term, I changed my life. Now I'm moving into a home. I almost put it on Bitcoin. Thank God I did it. Ask your doctor if a home is right for you. People may not believe if they look on Reddit and they follow the media. This is Not sponsored by Fidelity or nobody else. We are completely independent. Stock Market Live, and Josh has done this all on his own, even if Biden banned the fuck out of him. Sorry, brief sponsored post. Yeah, man, not a bad day. Not a bad day. Not a bad day. All right, man. We'll wait for the conference call. I hope you had a great evening. Have a great evening. I should see y'all. I should see the locked in on the watch list. We'll see. Bro, I'm still dying. You guys know that? I be struggling every day, bro, with boogers. So I should see you, though. But I think the watch list from earlier, even I shared it with all y'all. Even this, we had a lot of talks, bro. Y'all ready for this. Don't worry. Have a good time. And God bless you all. We'll see what Friday brings for us, man. We'll see what Friday brings for us. But Chad, God bless all of you. Thank you for your time. For real, I like some of the good comments. I like the lack of pumping and just real comments. I don't know. They were nice. They were very, very nice. So thank you for your time. Go read the books, Richest Man in Babylon, Proverbs, New Living Translation, and The Strangest Secret in the World. And don't forget why we're here, why we keep going, why that faith, hope, and love ain't ever going out of style, and why you gotta say it, baby. Come on, say it out loud. Say it out loud right now. Say attitude. Say I'm important to the world. Say it out loud. Why are you scared? Please. Please. Just say it, bro. Say evil will be stricken down. Evil will be no more. Just say it out loud. What do you believe, dog? Just say it. Just say it. Why, baby? Why? Finger to the sky, baby. To God be the glory. And through the grace of God alone. Amen. Amen. Oh, yes. Damn, Amazon spending $200 billion. Was that? They're doing the exact same thing as Google. Fat CapEx, and it's popping on the CapEx circulating. So, yeah, wait till the call. You need fucking Bezos Jossie to hold it up, man. Well, I'll see y'all tonight or tomorrow. Should be a fun Friday. And, yeah, bro, let's see what the hell the market does. Have a good one, Chad. Goodbye. Oh, man, I'll give you a track. We need a track. DJ, play that track. I still like this, though. Long term. Save 10% today.
I said, let's go.
Oh, baby, come on. How you gonna do this shit right now?
I told you don't shoot nobody. The first thing you do when we walk this motherfucker is shoot somebody.
Cause that's what I do. I kill motherfuckers, you know that?
Ooh. Praise God. You don't love my God, but that's the only thing that's stopping me. I only know his laws, I do not obey monopolies. Point them to the Father, I do not care if you copy me. But if you hurt the little ones, then we got a problem, G. Problem is, it's not with me. Rewind this track back, then maybe y'all gon' see. Think I'm wasting energy? Dog, I'm saving destiny. I'd say give it a rest, but they wicked, dog, that's the thing. Jealousy ain't take you far, and that's the truth, it's not a bar. Got a lot to prove, it's not about you, it's more about you and God. I let this shit go on and on, I'll say his name all day, and when I'm done, I'll go and make a song. Sunny side, or you get scrambled how you want the morning. How you use your time is more about what you do with boredom. Maybe they lie, but summertime, not when you get the harvest. I've done this many times, and every time I thank the Father. Told me not to say his name, I only said it harder. They at the barbershop, asking if I know a barber. That's the type I never like, even in bikini bottoms. Say you want a better life, then I should see you often. Yup, I should see you never. Every day you getting better. Family first and get the cheddar. God above all, in case you acting first, don't make me stutter. What the long term do has everything to do with better. That's fashionable, let's keep it all objective. Are you an animal? You keep on acting reckless. I'm direct, cause it's literally direction. We got rich, literally off instructions.
they're critics, but never done construction. Okay, I'm ridiculous, but come on, that was funny. Awareness getting scary and I'm variously funny. Or the money is my cunning, but I had it for it's coming. Huh? I just gave you that to study. Wake up in the money, cannot shake me or disrupt me. Praying in my study, why you think I'm always lucky? Utilize my mind for these rhymes and becoming. Destiny is time and the time is always running. Clock ain't asking for a break, so do not be a dummy. You didn't bring a plate, I do not believe you're hungry. Just because you're late, that doesn't mean you'll rush me. A lot of people hate and a lot have tried to shush me. That's great, I'll demonstrate. My mouth is still running. I'm telling you and showing you. The hate is doing nothing. Credibility and Charlie dead. There is no discussion. You can say the right words, we will not trust them. Truly is a turning point. Turn from the destruction. I don't think they're clocking it. Behavior is disgusting. Lord, give me faith. We already tried to love them.